Steel Roofing,
Rocky Outdoor Gear Store,
Nick Station,
Steak and Shake,
True Track Garage Doors,
McFadden Insurance,
Ohio Valley Bank,
Hocking College,
Area Agency on Aging District 7,
Willis Advantage Property Solutions,
Didcot Glass,
and Southern Ohio Souls.
Make sure to join us before and after your high school football game every Friday night. This has been a production of the Total Media Sports Network. All rights reserved.
Rockin' Southeast Ohio. From the home of the Bobcats in Athens to the beautiful Hocking Hills and all the way to the Ohio River. This is Pure Rock 105 WXTQ Athens. USA. A Total Media station.
The following is a special sports presentation on Pure Rock 105 WXTQ Athens, a Total Media station.
It's time for the Rocky Outdoor Gear Store Athens County High School Football Game of the Week on Pure Rock 105 WXTQ. Our coverage is brought to you by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store, Big Rack Feeds, Shauna Stump State Farm, McFadden Insurance, Tri-County Career Center, Holzer Health System, Stop and Cop, Integrated Services, Donato's, Wendy's, Qdoba, Southern Ohio Sanitation, Pizza Stop Through, C&G Cattle, Steak and Shake, Elite Medical Aesthetics, Merchants National Bank, and Doug's Carryout and Grocery. Here are your hosts, Daniel Barnard and Tad Steinbrink.
And here we go. It is playoff time in southeastern Ohio, and it brings us out to Region 27 in Crown City. The Trimble Tomcats travel to take on the South Gallia Rebels. Daniel Barnard alongside Tad Steinbrink. Tad, we want to welcome in all of our listeners over on WXTQ. We want to welcome in all of our viewers on the McFadden Insurance Total Media live stream. Welcome into everybody tuning in here to some Region 27 playoffs. Trimble and South Gallia. We've seen Trimble a couple of times this year. Tad, we know what they're about. They are a scrappy team led out by head coach Phil Ferris, and what we believe to be his final season after 32 years at the helm for the Tomcats. We know he loves the wishbone. He's going to come out, he's going to run the football, he's going to try to win in the trenches, and he's done a lot of winning against this South Gallia team. Ever since they matched up for the first time in 2010, all he's done is win against this South Gallia team. He is 13-0 against the Rebels, but he is the visiting head coach here tonight in Crown City, taking on this South Gallia Rebels team led out by Brian Morrow in his fourth season as head coach, and they have had a fun season, to say the least. They can score some points. It's going to be one of those games that Trimble has to limit the possessions, right? They've got to control the tempo, control the clock, run the football, and just really limit the amount of time that South Gallia has the football.
Yep. That's exactly right, Daniel. I couldn't have said it any better. You know, this is Halloween, right? Halloween night here, and there's a little monster that's just entered this field here at South Gallia, and that is the Trimble Tomcats. As you mentioned, South Gallia has never beat the Trimble Tomcats. And believe me, they know that history. And there's no better coach to bring into a situation like this where you're going up against a very high octane offense, and you got to figure out a way to keep that offense basically on the sidelines. And the way you do that is you run the football, you run the clock, you play grinded out smash mouth football, which Coach Ferris has made very famous in Athens County, right?
Sure
with the wishbone and other ways in which he goes about conducting business as a coach. It's certainly been a pleasure to follow Coach Ferris these many of years, and certainly the last couple of years getting to call some of the Tomcats games. I'm certainly hoping this is not the last of those games that we get to call, but again, tonight it's all about business. It's all about trying to get this playoff victory. Again, Coach Ferris has had a tremendous amount of success in the playoffs, there's no doubt. And he's going to try, I think he's going to figure out a way tonight to slow down the South Gallia offense, to keep his offense on the field, to execute that wishbone to the best of their ability, to the Tomcats, to the best of the Tomcats' ability. And I would not be surprised if the Tomcats don't walk out tonight with a victory.
Well, they certainly come in as the underdog here on the road. They are the 12 seed, the Tomcats are, and the South Gallia Rebels come in as the 5 seed. So definitely looking up tonight for the Tomcats, but they have all the pieces that they need to get it done. We'll see how they are able to do it as we progress throughout this one. Obviously led out by first-year quarterback, not first-year football player, but first-year quarterback Paul Sharp. We'll see how he fares, no pun intended, in his first playoff game as quarterback for the Tomcats. It's going to be fun. But as for now, we are going to go ahead and head into our chat that we had with the head coach of the Tomcats, Phil Ferris. Ethan Sargent talked with him earlier this week.
Now joined by the head coach of the Trimble Tomcats, Coach Phil Ferris, once again riding into the postseason. Coach, let's first real quick discuss your matchup to close out the season against Federal Hockey. You guys were able to come away comfortable winners. What were some positives that you saw from that game as you guys look to take some momentum into the postseason?
We got a lot of our players healthy. Marcus Cable was still out the last week against Federal Hawking, but he should be back coming up. But we've got a lot of young kids some playing time, and that's going to come valuable here going into the postseason. We have 4 or 5 freshmen now they're starting to see playing time, and we can handle those little ankle injuries and things that might happen throughout the game. Being able to throw these guys in now, but I'd say that's the most fun. Some of our best play the last couple of weeks have been from freshmen. So, that's good and bad in a way, I guess.
Well, I mean, it definitely is an advantage to have some young players stepping up at this point in the season. Shine a light a little bit on some of those freshmen that, we've talked about this a couple times, both on the phone and when you came in person a couple weeks ago for the coaches show, about some of those freshmen that have continued to step up for you, and who are some of those guys that you're looking to try and get some key contributions for as you try to pull an upset against South Gallia?
Colby Fouts, not only starting as a freshman, but starting both ways, offense and defense as a freshman. And he missed, I think 3 weeks, at least maybe 4, with a high ankle sprain. I thought he was lost for the season. And, he came back and, he's played the last couple, still hobbling around a little bit. But, his first game back, he only played one way. And then, real quick, we had to put him back in. But, he's on both sides of the ball. And then Bryson Dixon has really come on. He's backup quarterback and plays little receiver, but he's been starting on defense now. And it's really helped us out. Not that we beat Waterford, but he led the team in tackles the Waterford game as a freshman. And Kevin Bykowski, he's starting a receiver now for us. And just this last week, taken over starting free safety, so he's starting both sides of the ball. And Wade Vore is coming on and getting some playing time at defensive tackle, and he'll back up on the line a little bit. But he's getting some good looks. He's a bigger kid, and all 4 of those are going to have some good playing years in front of them. So, and they're filling out, like I said, 2 of them are starting both ways for us right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys are going to look to get some good contributions from them here in this matchup against South Gallia. And again, now as you embark on this postseason run, Coach, every game could well be the final one that you coach for the Trimble Tomcats. So before we get into discussing this matchup specifically, I know we did this on the coach show a couple weeks ago, but we'll go back again. What was it like coaching against some of these TVC coaches that you went against? Of course, you coached against South Gallia a number of times back when they were in the conference a few years ago. But just in general, what's it like, especially coaching against, Nate White at Athens, Rusty Richards at Nelsonville, York, some of these other coaches, well, obviously Nate White in the preseason with the Jamboree, but a lot of those other coaches in the TVC, especially Rusty, who you have such a deep and interesting personal connection with. What was it like coaching against some of those guys throughout your career?
Oh, it's a lot of fun. When you're younger, you seem like you don't get along with the other guys on the other sideline, but really you do. I think everyone just expects you not to. But now that I've been coaching a while and they've been coaching a while, you get along real well. I've had some good relationships. Dave Boston, I thought we always got along real well. He's on the sideline with Rusty, and Dennis Osborne, same with him. And then the guys I've coached with, I know Scott Porterfield at one time at Athens. He's coaching with them. He coached with me for a while. So, you get to know a lot of these guys a lot better. Jason Jackson at Eastern, just coming in there a few years, we've got to know him real well. It's fun to coach against. The guys from Waterford, they're McCutcheons. They're great. Coach against. He's got his whole family there. So when you get older, it's not so much a rivalry. It's you look forward to see them, and after the game you can talk a little bit and see each other at clinics and things, and it makes it more enjoyable, I guess.
Once again, folks, you are listening to Ethan Sargent's chat with the head coach of the Tomcats, Phil Fairs, ahead of tonight's round 1 matchup between the Trimble Tomcats and the South Gallia Rebels. Don't go anywhere. The conversation will continue after this on Pure Rock 105.
Hunters, land managers, and deer enthusiasts, get ready to supercharge your herd with apple-infused Buckbone Builder from Big Rat Feed. Buckbone Builder delivers the essential minerals and nutrients your deer craves for bigger racks, stronger bodies, and better overall health. Whether you're growing trophy bucks or just keeping your herd healthy, now is the time for Buckbone Builder, the game.
Athens County football fans, Tuesday nights just got even better. It's the Athens County High School Football Coaches Show, live from the Gem Sports Bar, presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store on Pure Rock 105 WXTQ. Every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Join us as we talk from coaches from across Athens County about Friday night matchups, highlight the athletes making big plays, and give you the inside scoop on high school football all season long. Be part of the action and watch the show live at the Gem Sports Bar. Enjoy great food, cold drinks, and connect with fellow fans, players, and coaches. And if you can't make it in person, tune in each week to catch every interview, preview, and highlight as Athens County High School football takes center stage. The Athens County High School Football Coaches Show, Tuesdays at 6 from the Gem Sports Bar, proudly presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store. A special thanks to our additional sponsors, McFadden Insurance, Tri-County Career Center, Century Farm Market, Hocking Valley Motors, and David White Services.
Hello, I'm Chief Barber from the Nelsonville Division of Fire here in Nelsonville, Ohio. We're here to briefly talk about the basket program we have here in the city of Nelsonville. Back in 1948, the basket program started to help 14 needy families. 2025 marks the 77th year of the basket program. This is a collaborative effort between our fire department and the York Township Volunteer Fire Department. That's about 2.5 miles from our station. This year, we aim to help over 200 needy families in the community, and every contribution for this program helps.
It takes determination to create a successful business. It's never easy, but always worth it. It takes making a leap of faith. It takes patience and late nights to reinvest in a startup. But it also takes asking for guidance from dependable people, all to turn a dream into a reality. People's Bank, working together, building success.
Tri-County Career Center helps students build real skills for real careers. For adults, career development and certification programs can help you reskill, upskill, or start something new fast. High school juniors and seniors can jumpstart their futures with hands-on training in healthcare, construction, media, and more. And of course, there's always fun to be had too. Visit tricounty.cc today. Tri-County Career Center helps.
Athens County football fans, Tuesday nights just got even better. It's the Athens County High School Football Coaches Show, live from the Gem Sports Bar, presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store on Pure Rock 105 WXTQ. Every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Join us as we talk from coaches from across Athens County about Friday night matchups, highlight the athletes making big plays, and give you the inside scoop on high school football all season long. Be part of the action and watch the show live at the Gem Sports Bar. Enjoy great food, cold drinks, and connect with fellow fans, players, and coaches. And if you can't make it in person, tune in each week to catch every interview, preview, and highlight as Athens County High School football takes center stage. The Athens County High School Football Coaches Show, Tuesdays at 6 from the Gem Sports Bar, proudly presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store. A special thanks to our additional sponsors, McFadden Insurance, Tri-County Career Center, Century Farm Market, Hocking Valley Motors, and David White Services.
Hello, I'm Chief Barber from the Nelsonville Division of Fire here in Nelsonville, Ohio. We're here to briefly talk about the basket program we have here in the city of Nelsonville. Back in 1948, the basket program started to help 14 needy families. 2025 marks the 77th year of the basket program. This is a collaborative effort between our fire department and the York Township Volunteer Fire Department. That's about 2.5 miles from our station. This year, we aim to help over 200 needy families in the community, and every contribution for this program helps.
It takes determination to create a successful business. It's never easy, but always worth it. It takes making a leap of faith. It takes patience and late nights to reinvest in a startup. But it also takes asking for guidance from dependable people. All to turn a dream into a reality. People's Bank, working together, building success.
Tri-County Career Center helps students build real skills for real careers. For adults, career development and certification programs can help you reskill, upskill, or start something new fast. High school juniors and seniors can jumpstart their futures with hands-on training in healthcare, construction, media, and more. And of course, there's always fun to be had too. Visit tricounty.cc today.
Athens County football fans, Tuesday nights just got even better. It's the Athens County High School Football Coaches Show, live from the Gem Sports Bar, presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store on Pure Rock 105 WXTQ. Every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Join us as we talk from coaches from across Athens County about Friday night matchups, highlight the athletes making big plays, and give you the inside scoop on high school football all season long. Be part of the action and watch the show live at the Gem Sports Bar. Enjoy great food, cold drinks, and connect with fellow fans, players, and coaches. And if you can't make it in person, tune in each week to catch every interview, preview, and highlight as Athens County High School football takes center stage. The Athens County High School Football Coaches Show, Tuesdays at 6 from the Gem Sports Bar, proudly presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store. A special thanks to our additional sponsors, McFadden Insurance, Tri-County Career Center, Century Farm Market, Hocking Valley Motors, and David White Services.
Hello, I'm Chief Barber from the Nelsonville Division of Fire here in Nelsonville, Ohio. We're here to briefly talk about the basket program we have here in the city of Nelsonville. Back in 1948, the basket program started to help 14 needy families. 2025 marks the 77th year of the basket program. This is a collaborative effort between our fire department and the York Township.
And it's a great time to remind you that the McFadden Insurance Total Media live stream is brought to you by the Rocky Outdoor Gear Store, Tri-County Career Center, Nick Station, Airclaw Heating and Cooling, Farmers Bank, Cajun Island at the Bridge, First National Bank, Hocking Valley Motors, The Lodge at Hocking College, and the Gem Sports Bar. Once again, this is a special edition of the Rocky Outdoor Gear Store Athens County Game of the Week. We are simulcasting, so this is a radio broadcast and a TV broadcast live streaming over for the McFadden Insurance Total Media live stream. Daniel Barnard alongside Tad Steinbrink. And Tad, you know, this is a good time to take a look around Region 27. We got a little bit of time here before kickoff this evening, so getting all of our listeners and viewers caught up on what is going on around Region 27. We'll start up with the 8 and 9 game. It is Conotton Valley taking on Bishop Rosecrans. The winner of that game gets Hillsdale next week. The top-seeded Jeromesville Hillsdale. That'll be a tough matchup next week at Hillsdale. Obviously, this game here tonight, Trimble taking on South Gallia. The winner will take on Sims Valley. Now, Tad, you and I have talked about this a little bit so far here this evening. This South Gallia team took on Sims Valley last week in a classic, a 38-36 final in that one in favor of the Rebels. So you know that Sims Valley, a little part of them is hoping that they get to see this South Gallia team again and that they get to get revenge on them for that loss last week. Obviously, Trimble hoping to get the upset, and they see Sims Valley. We'll see how this one plays out here tonight, but that'll be a very intriguing matchup to keep our eyes on next week. Moving down the line, we got Strasburg Franklin taking on Lucas. Franklin, the 7 seed, Lucas, the 10 seed. The winner of that game gets Waterford, and we have seen Waterford a couple of times so far this year. A very solid team that they have, especially now with Avery Potmeyer at the quarterback position, moving Hayden Jones more to a traditional running back look. That team is scary as the 2 seed in Region 27. And the final game of the night in Region 27, Steubenville Catholic Central taking on Danville. Danville was the winner of Region 27 last season. They now come into the 2025 Region 27 playoffs as the 11 seed and on the road against Steubenville Catholic Central. Any matchups that stand out to you outside of this one tonight?
Well, I'm certainly going to have my eyes on Waterford really throughout the playoffs. I assume they're going to win that when they play their first game in that second round. It's just an assumption I'm making just because we saw just how daggone good they are, both against Nelsonville York, a game that they very well could have won, as well as the Tomcats against the Tomcats there a few weeks back. And so I'm very interested to see and to watch how they progress through these playoffs here in the next few weeks. And so we have several teams really throughout the region who are, I think, going to be highly competitive in the playoffs this year. I'm kind of skipping around. I'm just going through the Athens County teams right now.
Sure.
But I do expect Athens to go up to Columbus to Buckeye Valley tonight and get a win. I really do. I thought in watching that game last week against the Buckeyes, in many ways, the Bulldogs kind of were their own worst enemies with the penalties and the turnovers. I think if they don't have those 2 fumbles, in particular on the kickoff returns, that could have been a different game.
Way different game.
Yeah, and so if the Bulldogs can avoid those mistakes and just play their game, do what Coach White has been training them and teaching them all season long, I think they're going to come away with a win tonight. I really do.
And on top of that, the Bulldogs have the playoff experience, right? Mm-hmm. The team they're playing, Buckeye Valley, they've never won a playoff game before.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Bulldogs won last year against Lyndon McKinley before losing to Steubenville in the second round. So Athens does have that going for them. Athens also has the fact that they're used to winning. They're they're a winning team. They're 9-1 overall. Obviously, lost last week to Nelsonville York, but in a lot of ways, I think that loss last week can really help the Bulldogs. It gave them that experience against adversity for the first time this season. So we'll see what ends up playing out, what ends up transpiring up at Buckeye Valley in Delaware, Ohio this evening. You can tune into that one on 97.3 WATH. Matt Frazee on the call, bringing you Bulldogs football. But as for us over here in Crown City, we got once again Trimble taking on South Gallia. And let's dive in a little bit more to this South Gallia team. Obviously, we know Trimble. We know what they're about. We know that they're going to run that wishbone offense. They're going to try to limit possessions here tonight, slow this game down.
My biggest concern is, and you're going to get into this, I'm sure, South Gallia has a really good passing game.
Absolutely.
They throw the ball around, and that has certainly been something that the Tomcats have struggled against, not just this year, but even in recent past. They've struggled against the pass game. And, Coach Ferris will be the first to tell you that, they've had their struggles when it comes to defending the pass. And so really the best way in which you defend that is you just keep your own offense on the football field. You keep their offense on the sidelines. That's how you prevent, too many scores and too many big plays.
That is absolutely correct as we prepare for the national anthem.
Yeah,
here
we'll
in
take
Crown
a break.
City.
Calling all hunters and outdoor enthusiasts, it's time to gear up for your next adventure with our buy one, get two free sale on select items at the Rocky Outdoor Gear Store. That's right, 3 pairs of boots for the price of 1. Whether you're planning for the
Athens County football fans, Tuesday nights just got even better. It's the Athens County High School Football Coaches Show, live from the Gem Sports Bar, presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store on Pure Rock 105 WXTQ. Every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Join us as we talk from coaches from across Athens County about Friday night matchups, highlight the athletes making big plays, and give you the inside scoop on high school football all season long. Be part of the action and watch the show live at the Gem Sports Bar. Enjoy great food, cold drinks, and connect with fellow fans, players, and coaches. And if you can't make it in person, tune in each week to catch every interview, preview, and highlight as Athens County High School football takes center stage. The Athens County High School Football Coaches Show, Tuesdays at 6 from the Gem Sports Bar, proudly presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store. A special thanks to our additional sponsors, McFadden Insurance, Tri-County Career Center, Century Farm Market, Hocking Valley Motors, and David White Services.
Hello, I'm Chief Barber from the Nelsonville Division of Fire here in Nelsonville, Ohio. We're here to briefly talk about the basket program we have here in the city of Nelsonville. Back in 1948, the basket program started to help 14 needy families. 2025 marks the 77th year of the basket program. This is a collaborative effort between our fire department and the York Township Volunteer Fire Department. That's about 2.5 miles from our station. This year, we aim to help over 200 needy families in the community, and every contribution for this program helps.
It takes determination to create a successful business. It's never easy, but always worth it. It takes making a leap of faith. It takes patience and late nights to reinvest in a startup. But it also takes asking for guidance from dependable people. All to turn a dream into a reality. People's Bank.
We got about 3.5 minutes to go until kickoff. South Gallia will get the football to start the ball game. And, before we went to break time, we were about to get into a little bit of a deeper look into this Rebels team. And you kind of started with it. A very good passing team. Looking into a little bit of the numbers, they put up 44 points per game this year. They do allow 26 points per game. So obviously that's a big difference between 44 and 26, but the defense has been prone to giving up a few points from game to game. A couple of their highlight wins, they won against Eastern Megs. We saw them earlier on this season, a 1-point ball game, a 22-21 win against Eastern early on in the season. And then, of course, last week we talked about it a little bit, that huge win against Sims Valley, 38-36, a 2-point win for South Gallia over Sims Valley. And if they're able to win this game, they'll see them again next week. That'll be a lot of fun if that is the case. But obviously Trimble hoping that they come out on top here tonight. The defense, I talked about it a little bit. They haven't had any shutouts this season for South Gallia. Now, we saw Trimble early on in the season pitch 3 consecutive shutouts. So we know that Trimble defense is very capable of getting stops. But it's the question that you ask yourself is, how different was the competition? What was how much did the competition vary between these two squads? I would say it varied quite a bit. I think that it's pretty safe to say South Gallia played a much tougher schedule than Trimble did. But again, like we talked about earlier, it's the experience for Trimble coming into this evening. The experience in the playoffs under 32nd year head coach. This year is their 21st playoff appearance, their 21st season that they have made an appearance in the playoffs, and we know Coach Ferris is no stranger to making playoff runs. They have not lost a round 1 game since 2011. It's been that long since the Tomcats were eliminated in round 1 overall in the playoffs. They're 23-20, state runner-ups in 2013 and 2018. These Tomcats know what it takes to win in the playoffs. Can they get it done here tonight? That is the big question.
Yeah, I think they can. Again, it just goes back to Coach Phil Ferris has to do what Coach Phil Ferris has always done, and that is run the football, control the game, them react to you, right? Make them have to figure out ways to stop their the run game, the Tomcat run game. If Tomcats offense can stay on the field, which I think they certainly can, because there's no doubt South Gallia's defense has had their struggles this year. So I do believe the Tomcats can stay on the field offensively and be able to control the clock and be able to control the game. And of course, when they are on defense, they're going to obviously have to defend the pass and have some better luck and better results than they've had here in the recent past.
Well, we are set to get going here. Playoff action in Division 7, Region 27 from Crown City, Ohio. The Trimble Tomcats traveling to take on the South Gallia Rebels. Hope you enjoy it here on Pure Rock 105 as well as the McFadden Insurance Total Media live stream. Thank you all for joining us on your Friday evening. Trimble has it teed up at the 40, and the kick is away. A low end-over-end kick. It'll bounce at the 20 and be fielded at the 15. Return man up across the 30 will slide down at the 33-yard line. That is where Hunter Wright and the Rebels will take over.
Yeah, it was laying right on the return there, and he had a little hole. I thought he might break that for a big return, but the Tomcats were able to close it down.
Hunter Wright, the quarterback for this South Gallia Rebels squad, a senior. He plays both sides of the football without one of his top options. Judah Cremines is injured. He is not playing this evening. As Wright stands in the shotgun to get it started from the 33. 1st and 10. He takes the snap. Going to give to his running back. Right up the gut he goes. In a sea of bodies, he's taken down at the 39. A pickup of 6 on 1st and 10. And Trimble says they came away with the football. The ball's on the ground, and they have it.
Oh, my goodness. I saw the Tomcat sideline pointing like they had the ball or something happened, but you didn't see the players really reacting, and now the officials are talking to each other. But sure enough, the Trimble Tomcat sideline saw it. They saw the ball hit the ground, and a Tomcat got on it.
How about that? The Rebels...
No, hang on. The officials are saying now it's 2nd down.
Well, the Rebels thought... so did the Tomcats did. They thought the ball was on the ground on 1st and 10, but the officials, I was going to say, they were having a conversation at the 40-yard line. They must have said he was down by contact before the ball came loose.
Coach Ferris is halfway out on the field. He is not happy, and I don't blame him. I tell you, their sideline saw it. They saw something.
So instead of 1st and 10 for the Tomcats, it's going to be 2nd and 3 for the Rebels. Right in the shotgun, takes the snap, fakes the give, going to keep it himself right up the gut. The ball's on the ground again.
Wow, Tomcats got it this time, no doubt about it. Tomcats definitely got the ball. Big hit on the quarterback. He held on to the football, just basically faked it to the running back and then kept it up the middle. And a big hit, and I didn't catch which Tomcat it was.
Hunter Bajkovsky came away with the football. That is a pure example of a ball don't lie moment. Right there on the second play of the game, Trimble recovers a fumble 36 seconds in, and now Paul Sharp and the Tomcats offense will take over. How about that start? Set up on the 43-yard line in South Gallia territory. A wishbone look that we're so accustomed to out of head coach Phil Ferris. The opening give is going to go to Luke Osborne, battling a knee injury, out there with his guys here in the first round of the Region 27 playoffs. He picks up a couple on 1st down and 10. Now they might just give him 1.
We fully anticipate seeing a whole lot of that tonight out of the wishbone for the Tomcats. Huge turnover to start the game, gives them the opportunity here again from the word go to control the clock, to make it their game. And so we'll see Coach Ferris. I'm sure this is already 4-down territory for the Tomcats with this great field position.
A picture-perfect start to this point for the Tomcats. They've got the football after kicking it away just a minute ago. Sharp takes the snap on 2nd down. Going to give to his back. Spun down at the line of scrimmage. They mark him forward about a half of a yard. It'll be 3rd down and long.
Yeah, just didn't get much movement there up front. South Gallia has some pretty nice size looking lads there up front, and so the Tomcats are obviously going to have to be pretty physical. But we've seen the Tomcat offense and defensive line be pretty physical in several games this season.
2 minutes have gone here in the opening round of the Region 27 playoffs. The Tomcats have it after forcing a fumble on the Rebels' opening drive. It's 3rd down and 9 from the 42. Once again, a wishbone look. Sharp takes the snap, fakes the give, rolls to his right, still has it. He's across the line of scrimmage and will be hit out of bounds across the 40-yard line. And like you said, Tad, it's got to be 4-down territory here early on for Coach Fairs. It'll be 4th down and medium.
It's definitely a decision to make because you're 4th down and about 6.
They do mark it at the 40.
Yeah.
I thought that he was a couple of yards past the 40. So it'll be 4th down and,
I think
like you said, 4th down and 6.
I don't know.
Actually, I think it's 4th down and 7. The line to gain at the 33.
They're deciding here. I think they are going to go for it, but I could certainly understand a punt here, trying to pin South Gallia back in their own territory deep and have to drive the full length of the football field.
Well, we know that Coach Fairs has confidence in his defense. There's no doubt about that, and it looks like they are keeping the offense out there. They're lining up with 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Sharp takes the snap in the shotgun. Throwing on the run, it is short of his intended target. That'll be a turnover on downs for the Tomcats on their first offensive possession. The Rebels catch a break.
Just ran a simple hook route, about a 12-yard hook on the outside there on the sidelines, and Sharp had him open. The receiver was open out of the break, but he just underthrew it.
I see Paul Sharp once again, first-year quarterback for this Tomcats team as a senior. Never played quarterback before in his football career. Was thrust into the role this season. He's led the Tomcats to a 6-4 record behind head coach Phil Fairs. 3-2 in the TVC Hawking. These two teams former TVC Hawking foes as recent as 2022. South Gallia on 1st and 10, their second offensive possession. The give goes to the back, right up the gut. Goes lane right. He gets a few yards. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
So it's been all run plays so far for South Gallia. They're eventually going to obviously put the ball in the air here and test this Tomcat secondary.
2nd down and 6. 9 minutes and 15 seconds to go here in this opening quarter. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. On 2nd down, it's a pitch out to right, up across the 45 at midfield. He almost broke that one loose. Tackled at the 50, right at the 1st down marker. They're going to move it. The Rebels will move the chains. It's our first down of the evening. Yeah. Lane right picks up 6.
Good tackle there by Aiden Dixon. It was a solo tackle, and had he not gotten that tackle, that could have potentially went for quite a few more yards than that.
His crowd certainly thought it was going to go for a few more yards than that. He was that close to breaking it loose. 1st down and 10. They mark it at the 49-yard line in Trimble territory, so he picked up 7, and they are going to keep it with the quarterback. Wright just manages to get back to the line of scrimmage. Hunter Wright, that is. Back to the line of scrimmage. Oh, they mark him back 1. That'll be 2nd and 11.
Something we haven't really mentioned, we did get quite a bit of rain here the last couple days. This field seems to have taken it just fine. Of course, it's been so dry lately. But, it's cooled down. It's getting a little bit you can feel the moisture still in the air from the rain over these last couple days. And that could affect, the ball handling here tonight.
8 minutes to go here on 2nd down. Flags fly pre-snap. False start on the offense. It'll back them up 5. 2nd down and 15. Back on their own side of the field for South Gallia.
So far we've seen South Gallia with a turnover and now the first penalty.
8 minutes on the dot to go here in this opening quarter. It's been a roller coaster of a first 4 minutes, that's for sure. Trimble forcing fumbles on the first 2 plays from scrimmage. The first one ruled that the runner was down by contact after Trimble came away with it. The second one, well, they got that one loose. Got the football, but ended up turning it over on downs. Now on 2nd down and 16, going deep. It is intercepted by the Tomcats. Luke Osborne comes down with it. The second turnover in 4.5 minutes for Trimble to start the ball game.
Yeah, that was a situation where they just ran, seam routes, go routes with 3 to 4 receivers, and the quarterback just decided he was going to toss it up there and hope that one of his players could get it. And great job in that case by the Tomcat secondary. Right there you saw, obviously, the quarterback for South Gallia, Hunter Wright, has a tremendous arm. that ball flew easily 50 yards in the air.
Luke Osborne looked like a center fielder just tracking a fly ball, caught it over the shoulder. That was pretty. Now first down and 10 from the 18 for Trimble. They got two receivers to the right and I look. First down give to Trevor Goen. Goen's up across the 20-yard line before being taken down after a solid pickup of about 5. Maybe second down and medium.
So far this game is going exactly how Coach Ferris would like it to go. They've been able to turn over their opponents twice now. They're not committing any penalties. Their first offensive series, they didn't pick up a first down, but they also didn't turn the ball over. And so, they're doing exactly what they need to do so far to stay in this football game and get themselves into the fourth quarter close or tied.
Obviously, he would have loved points on that opening drive, but you're not kidding, Tad. It has gone smoothly so far for this Tomcats team. 2 turnovers on defense. Now their second drive on offense. On second down and 5, it's going to be a give going. Stiff-arming defenders. He's up across the 35, 40-45 into South Gallia territory, but a flag is down at the 30-yard line in Trimble territory. This one might be coming back.
Yeah, called a hold on the edge there. I don't know. I don't know. But nonetheless, that's the Tomcats' first penalty, unfortunately, on their first big run and big play of the game. And so that's going to set them back to second down and probably about 9 because the hold was well down the field.
Obviously, not what the Tomcats were hoping for on a big play right there, but can we talk about Trevor Goen for a second? Just running over defenders.
Stiff-arm 2 defenders there at the line of scrimmage.
An incredible run for him that is negated by the penalty. It'll back him back up to the 19-yard line. It'll be second down and 9. So still in front of the sticks, or in front of the chains. Now they're going to have to pick it back up. About half of this first quarter has gone. Second down and 9 from the 19. Once again, an eye look, 2 to the right. Sharp takes the snap, fakes the give to Goen, rolls to his right, sets his feet. Now back to his left, trying to get outside the hash marks. What a block by Goen as Paul Sharp takes it up across the 25-yard line. A great job from Paul Sharp, just scrambling, and a great block thrown by Trevor Goen to get him those few extra yards.
Paul had his fullback into the flats there. It was wide open. He just didn't see him. He ended up having to do a lot more work than perhaps he should have. If he'd have thrown the ball into the flats, they would have easily picked up the first down. But Paul, really good athlete, was able to at least make some positive, very positive in the end. There was able to scramble around and make a play. That was a big hit by Gowan there on the edge to help Paul Sharp get free.
So they spotted at the 28-yard line, picks up 9, and it was enough for the first down. Initially, I didn't think that he got to the line to gain, but that is where they mark it. It'll be first and 10 from the 28. Wishbone look. Sharp takes the snap, gives, it's Osborne. Osborne bouncing off tackles, he's to the outside, up across the line to gain, and out of bounds across the 40-yard line. This Trimble run game has been efficient early on.
Coach Ferris is finding where the gaps are, where the soft spots are in the defense. It's just a matter of time. With this run game, he'll figure it out. He'll find out exactly how you're trying to, defend that double tight look, and he'll use the eye as well to give a different look every once in a while, but he's going to find the soft spot eventually.
Both of the running backs so far, Luke Osborne and Trevor Goen, running well. Obviously, Osborne with the interception to get them the ball back. And that was a pickup there of 13 yards for Osborne out of the backfield. Now on first and 10 from the 41. Sharp takes a snap, pitches it to Osborne. Osborne trying to work around blocks. He's going to be out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage, loses a few.
South Gallia has almost everybody up in the box outside of the safety. They're all within 6-7 yards of the football. And so obviously the Tomcats, if they're going to run the ball out of that wishbone, they're going to have to stay on their blocks and obviously take advantage of some missed tackles.
You couldn't wait to get it in.
What's that?
The 6-7 reference.
I didn't
it's
even,
every week.
Man.
It's every week. You can't wait to get it in.
That was not on purpose.
He loses 3. It's second down and 13 from the 38. Another wishbone look as Sharp takes a snap, just drops back to throw. Going
he's
deep,
open.
down the hash, and it's caught inside the 20.
He's gone.
A foot race, the 5, into the end zone.
Wow.
Touchdown, Trimble. Aiden Dixon.
Coach Ferris saw exactly what we just mentioned there, which is everybody was up in the box, everybody was close to the line of scrimmage, and he said, all right, we're just going to throw it over top of it. And sure enough, Aiden Dixon was wide open. Sharp was fortunately able to get enough air under the ball to get it to him. Great play by the Tomcats. Tremendous start for the Tomcats. And here we go. We got a football game tonight, folks.
They're going to line up to go for 2. The whole line outside the left hash as Sharp takes the snap behind his center, pitches it to the right side. It's caught. That is Osborne. Now he throws into the end zone, and it's caught for the 2-point conversion.
Yes, that's, oh boy.
Little trickery.
Yeah, it was a lateral. The first throw was a lateral, and so the running back certainly, and I hope these officials don't turn it over because they shouldn't, because that was definitely a lateral. And then, of course, that means that he can still throw the football. Basically, the back just becomes the quarterback, and you can tell he was looking for somebody to throw it to, but he had to find some time to find that receiver, and sure enough, the Tomcats convert the 2-point conversion on the trickery.
How about that? So a 62-yard passing touchdown followed up by a trick play for the 2-point conversion has Trimble out in front 8-0.
Looking for the perfect spot to grab a bite? Head on down to Sikorsky's Home Plate, where every meal is a home run. Whether you're craving our sizzling steaks, mouth-watering burgers, or weekend breakfast buffet, there's something for everyone. In business for 13 years, serving up a full order menu and delicious breakfast all day.
Athens County football fans, Tuesday nights just got even better. It's the Athens County High School Football Coaches Show, live from the Gem Sports Bar, presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store on Pure Rock 105 WXTQ. Every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Join us as we talk from coaches from across Athens County about Friday night matchups, highlight the athletes making big plays, and give you the inside scoop on high school football all season long. Be part of the action and watch the show live at the Gem Sports Bar. Enjoy great food, cold drinks, and connect with fellow fans, players, and coaches. And if you can't make it in person, tune in each week to catch every interview, preview, and highlight as Athens County High School football takes center stage. The Athens County High School
2 points. Tomcats lead at 8-0 with 5.5 minutes to go here in this first quarter. The kick is away, fielded at the 25-yard line. A big hit on the sideline. Trimble is fired up.
That's what I was going to say, buddy. That Trimble Tomcat sidelines, they are absolutely pumped tonight, and the fans that are here tonight for the Tomcats, they are as well. And so this is great to see so far. Hopefully the Tomcats can keep it right where they're at.
5 minutes, 29 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Trimble with a lead, 8-0. A 62-yard passing touchdown from Paul Sharp to Aiden Dixon. Has him out in front. Elected to go for 2. Pulled out the bag of tricks. And now South Gallia's turn to respond. They've had it a couple times, turned it over a couple of times. A fumble and an interception. Now on 1st and 10. The give goes to the back, right up the gut. He picks up about 3 up to the 35.
Now, for South Gallia, giving up some points, that's not really a big deal to them because
no, it is not.
Yeah, their offense can come right out here and just put up the points with the best.
And it was Connor Winters, the running back there.
Okay, and so, you know, the Rebels are certainly going to be able to come out here and figure things out and get an answer. Again, you know, there may be some butterflies on the sidelines here, not a whole lot of playoff experience for the Rebels. So let's see how they can answer the Tomcat score.
Once again, South Gallia puts up 44 points per game coming into tonight. A little pop pass up to the man in motion, and here goes Wright, lane right up to the 49-yard line on what will go down as a throw-in catch. Just a little pop pass coming across the line of scrimmage. It'll be a first down, gain of 14.
Yeah, great tackle there by Cade Burba. Came off the receiver that was trying to block him, and really solid tackle there to avoid what could have potentially gone for 6.
The Wright brothers, Hunter Wright and Lane Wright, here in Crown City. They've put on a show all season long, looking to do so again here in the first round of the playoffs. In the shotgun, Hunter takes the snap, going to keep it himself, a design QB keeper, and he's got a first down. Picks up 11.
Yep, nothing fancy about it, no fakes, just a straight quarterback run up the middle, some type of probably variation of an ISO play with the quarterback, and he was just picking and choosing. He had a couple different gaps to shoot through there, and a nice gain, nice pickup there for South Gallia.
He put it at the 41-yard line. He picks up 10 officially, just enough to move the chains on first down. The clock runs under 4 minutes to go here in this first quarter. Again, if you're just now tuning in, 8-0 Trimble with the lead. They're on defense, but they've played well on defense so far tonight. 2 turnovers. South Gallia has it in Trimble territory. It's Lane Wright on the give, bouncing off of tackles. Another solid gain for Lane Wright. Looks like they're going to spot it at the 36-yard line. That would be good for 5 on first down.
Lane Wright obviously is a very tough runner, not the biggest kid on the field, but he's certainly a tough runner, you can tell. And just as was the case right there, it's going to take several Tomcats more times than not to bring him down.
Hunter Wright over on the sideline getting the play call. Will now relay it to the huddle. Trying to answer the 62-yard touchdown thrown against them a few minutes ago. South Gallia moving with the football. Wright takes the snap, gonna give. And up the gut goes the back. He's near the line to gain. Looks like they're gonna mark him just about a half a yard short.
Yeah, I would assume four down territory for the Rebels here. And this is a nice drive, nice answer so far to the Tomcat score.
After a pickup of 4, winners will come off to the sideline, catch a breather. It'll be 3rd down and very short from the 32-yard line. Wright stands in the shotgun, takes the snap, keeps it himself, triples all over it. Takes him down in the backfield, he loses 2, and now it's going to be 4th down.
Makes it a lot tougher 4th down here for the Rebels. So let's see if the Tomcats can make the stop here. Really big 4th downs very early in this game, with just a little over 2 minutes left in the first quarter.
It's going to be 4th down and 3. With the clock running, we're nearing the 2-minute mark here in this first quarter. A big time play coming up. 4th down and 3 for South Gallia in Trimble territory. They trail by 8, trying to answer the score put up against them. Wright takes the snap, going to give to his brother. Lane across the first down line to gain and some. Taken down inside the red zone, and here comes a flag for a late hit.
I didn't see who it was on, though.
Or maybe is it on the Rebels, because the Tomcats come up clapping.
Yeah.
I saw Wright go down, it seemed, late and out of bounds. But the Tomcats come up clapping. We'll see what this is about. It was after the play.
It could have been the official just couldn't get the flag out quick enough there before the whistle, but I'm not sure. We'll see.
Let's see what the call is here. We're about to get it.
Yep.
A personal foul on the Rebels.
So it will be a 1st down, right?
Yes, it will.
Yeah. So they'll just mark it back from there, and so they'll have 1st down on, I think, about the 30-yard line.
Minute 49 to go now in the ball game. South Gallia, after a pickup of over 15 yards and a 1st down, well, they'll still get the 1st and 10, but they're back at the 30-yard line. So officially, they pick up 4 on that 4th down play. Here on 1st and 10 from the 30. Hunter Wright takes the snap, keeps it himself outside the hash, inside the 25, making defenders miss and dragging Tomcats with them inside the 10. Big boy running right there from Hunter Wright. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Rebels. Picks up 20.
Tomcats are having a little bit of trouble right now defending the edges. We've seen that a little bit throughout the season when we have covered the Tomcats.
Minute and a half to go. It'll be 1st down and goal from the 10. Hunter Wright showcasing he doesn't just have to throw the football, he can run it too. Going to line up with 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. He's got Lane Wright standing to his right side. Takes the snap, going to give Lane right up the middle, looking for a lane, still on his feet, and he found it. into the end zone, touchdown Rebels.
He broke about 2 or 3 tackles on his way to the end zone there. This is something Coach Ferris talked about in the coaches show, I believe it was, this week, that the Tomcats are going to have to, make tackles. They're going to have to stick to their tackles and get many hats to the ball, because he knows just how hard these running backs for South Gallia runs. And so that was a case there that they didn't wrap up, they didn't keep their feet, and Wright was able to chug his way into the end zone.
And now they're going to line up to go for 2 and try to tie this game at 8. We're 11 minutes in. We got 14 points on the board, 8-6, the 2-point conversion. Coming up as Hunter Wright takes a snap, going to keep it himself, trying to bulldoze into the end zone. He does. We got a tie game. Just dives across the goal line, just outside the hash. And the Rebels, that feels like a big exhale drive right there. After 2 turnovers to start the ball game, you give up 8 points, but then you get them right back. Now we're back at square one. 1:05 to go here in the first quarter, tied at 8.
Coaches Show, Tuesdays at 6 from the Gem Sports Bar. Proudly presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store. A special thanks to our additional sponsors, McFadden Insurance, Tri-County Career Center, Century Farm Market, Hocking Valley Motors, and David White Services.
Hello, I'm Chief Barber from the Nelsonville Division of Fire here in Nelsonville, Ohio. We're here to briefly talk about the basket program we have here in the city of Nelsonville. Back in 1948, the basket program started to help 14 needy families. 2025 marks the 77th year of the basket program. This is a collaborative effort between our fire department and the York Township Volunteer Fire Department. That's about 2.5 miles from our station. This year, we aim to help over 200 needy families in the community, and every contribution for this program helps.
It takes
Expect if the unexpected happens. With State Farm agent Shauna Stump, it's easy to make the right choice. Just call Shauna when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Damian Ashworth has the football teed up at the 40-yard line, ready to kick it away after the Rebels tie it up on a touchdown drive capped off by Lane Wright. Hunter Wright with the 2-point conversion. The kick is muffed but picked right back up by the return man for the Tomcats, Kevin Bykowski. He gets it up across the 30-yard line. Solid starting field position for the Tomcats.
Yeah, we should review. Of course, those of you who were able to listen to the interview there in the pregame, Coach Ferris talked quite a bit about a lot of young players have had to step up here late in the season, right? And quite a few are playing tonight in various positions. And so, when you're putting a lot of freshmen and sophomore, younger kids out there against, juniors and seniors trying to make tackles, that can be a tough task.
Sure can. 58.7 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Trimble takes back over for the third time tonight. Sharp on 1st and 10, going to give. It's going using the stiff arm once again that we saw earlier on in this first quarter. Takes it up across the line of scrimmage, picks up 1, maybe 2. Clock will run under 45 seconds to go.
They're Tomcats, again, they're just going to go right back to this run game. A tied ball game. It looks like we're going to probably go to the end of the quarter. Now they'll have to run one more play. But I'm telling you, if you'd have told Coach Ferris that they're going to end the first quarter tied 8-8, he'd say, yes, I'll take that all day.
Absolutely, with the football, too. Assuming that they don't turn it over on this final play of the quarter, they're going to have the football going into the second quarter with a tie game. That is absolutely a great start for this Tomcats team. They got an eye look, 2 receivers wide to the right. Sharp takes the snap, fakes the give, and now reverses back across the right side. Sharp's got running room. Sharp's across midfield, inside the 40, still on his feet. Paul Sharp taken down at the 31-yard line. How about that to end the first quarter?
Yeah, huge play by Paul Sharp. I expect if their Tomcats going to win tonight, it's going to be largely because of Paul Sharp's legs.
A gain right there of 37 yards. That'll take us to the end of the first quarter.
Hello, I'm Chief Barber from the Nelsonville Division of Fire here in Nelsonville, Ohio. We're here to briefly talk.
It takes determination to create a successful business. It's never easy, but always worth it. It takes making a leap of faith. It takes patience and late nights to reinvest in a startup. But it also takes asking for guidance from dependable people. all to turn a dream into a reality. People's Bank, working together, building success.
Tri-County Career Center helps students build real skills for real careers. For adults, career development and certification programs can help you reskill, upskill, or start something new fast. High school juniors and seniors can jumpstart their futures with hands-on training in healthcare, construction, media, and more. And of course, there's always fun to be had too. Visit tricounty.cc today.
And welcome back. Start of the second quarter here from Crown City. We have a tied ball game, 8-8. Our score, and the end of the first quarter summed up just how well that first quarter went for the Tomcats. A gain of 37 for Paul Sharp on the ground. He faked the give to Trevor Goen, reversed fields down the right side, and just found green grass in front of him. Now the Tomcats set up beautifully on this first play here in the second quarter from South Gallia's 32, from one 32 to the other 32. So a gain of 36, actually.
Yep. So we've seen some big chunk plays at 2 so far from the Tomcats, and that's going to obviously be extremely important here as things play out.
Sharp takes a snap, rolls to his left, pointing, directing, takes it himself. He's got another first down the sideline in the red zone. He's out of bounds. Another big pickup for the Tomcats.
Same play, just a bootleg. Sharp does have the option to throw the ball there, but he's getting out on the edge, and there are no Rebels there setting the edge to defend it.
He picked up 23 more on that
using
play.
His legs smartly, and I tell you what, Coach Ferris, he's not afraid to run the same play more than once, you know what I mean? If he sees that the defense is not reacting the way they should, then he's just going to continue to go to it.
So it'll be first down and goal from the 9. Paul Sharp on back-to-back plays, 59 combined yards on the ground. A wishbone look here from the 9. Takes the snap, gonna give. Right
Touchdown.
up the gut, into the end zone. Touchdown, Luke Osborne.
Wow. Tomcats, I mean, they made it look easy there on that offensive drive.
Untouched, Luke Osborne from 9 yards out puts the Tomcats back in front, 14-8, 14 seconds into the second quarter, and they're going to go for 2 again. Same exact formation. The linemen all lined up outside the left hash, just the center. At the line of scrimmage, Sharp stands in the shotgun with Osborne to his right. He takes a snap, a high snap, rolling, floating, corner of the end zone, it's caught. Flags do fly, I believe, men downfield.
Yes, he had illegal men downfield. The lineman, now, the receiver that he threw it to over there was an eligible receiver, but the lineman on the interior, they had crept down the field before the ball was thrown. They probably anticipated Sharp to maybe run the ball.
Those words can kind of get jumbled together. He was eligible. That receiver that caught the football was eligible.
Yes, he was eligible.
Because obviously you got to put the "and" in front of it, so it sounds like ineligible. It was eligible.
Yes.
The guy that caught the football, but the ineligible receivers would have been the linemen. They were downfield. They're going to have to do it again.
Yeah.
They'll back them up to the 7-yard line.
Student body left there, the swinging gate or whatever you want to call it. And
done it twice now.
Coach Ferris has used that from here. You know, he going back to the Nelsonville York game. I can remember them using that early in that game. And so, you know, it does present all kinds of issues because you have to have scouted it and planned and prepped for it.
Well, here we go. On the 2-point conversion from the 7, Sharp takes a snap, reverses it, trying to use the speed to get to the end zone. He
did.
Does.
Boy,
no, he doesn't.
Oh, man.
Oh, they're going to call him just short.
He definitely looked like he reached over that pylon to me.
He got 7 3/4 or 6 3/4 of a yard on the 2-point conversion. Needed 7. Did not get there. It'll remain a 6-point ball game. It looked like he stretched it across the goal line, just didn't quite get it. 14-8, Trimble with the lead. We'll step aside.
I'm Chief Barber from the Nelsonville Division of Fire here in Nelsonville, Ohio. We're here to briefly talk about the basket program we have here in the city of Nelsonville. I'm Chief Barber from the Nelsonville Division of Fire here in Nelsonville, Ohio. We're here to briefly talk about the basket program we have here in the city of Nelsonville. Back in 1948, the basket program started to help 14 needy families. 2025 marks the 77th year of the basket program. This is a collaborative effort between our fire department and the York Township Volunteer Fire Department. That's about 2.5 miles from our station. This year, we aim to help over 200 needy families in the community, and every contribution for this program helps.
Tri-County Career Center helps students build real skills for real careers. For adults, career development and certification programs can help you reskill, upskill, or start something new fast. High school juniors and seniors can jumpstart their futures with hands-on training in healthcare, construction, media, and more. And of course, there's always fun to be had too. Visit tricounty.cc today.
Field position, but yeah, Paul Sharp looks very, very fast here this evening. He is ready to go with the arm, with the legs, whatever it is. Yeah. He is out there putting it all on the line.
If the Rebels do not figure out how to counter that bootleg and have that edge set in some way, Paul Sharp might have over 200 yards rushing tonight.
And he stands out there in the secondary right now for this Tomcats team, lines up at the cornerback position. First down and 10 for the Rebels. Hunter Wright in the shotgun. He'll take the snap and hand to Lane. Lane, who just scored the touchdown, has a crease. Down the sideline he goes. He's inside the 30, makes one man miss. On his feet inside the 15-yard line, and finally taken down. A big play on the first play of the drive for the Rebels and Lane Wright. And he comes up a little slow.
Yeah, again, he's having a big game as well. He's certainly their best player on the offensive side, but he is coming up gimping a little bit. Might have tweaked his ankle some there at the end. But this, again, we talked about it in the pregame. This Rebels offense can score with the best of them.
47 yards on the ground on the first play here of the drive. Now on 1st and 10. Hunter Wright takes a snap. He tries to run it as well as his brother can't quite do it. Taken down just past the line of scrimmage. You think they're competitive?
Yeah.
They sure are.
Yeah, you know they are. Tomcats just need to try to figure out a way to get a stop. You know, if they can get a stop, get the ball back to their offense, let their offense continue to work this clock. I have a feeling this is going to end up being a pretty high-scoring football game.
It sure seems that way to start. 10 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the half, 14-8, as Wright takes the snap, tries to direct his blockers. He's down the sideline, and he's into the end zone. Hunter Wright from 10 yards out ties the ball game, and now they're an extra point away from taking the lead. Will they go for the extra point? That's the question.
Really good job by the Rebels there on the edge of maintaining their blocks, sticking to their blocks, and just giving Wright, who was being patient as a runner, the opportunity to find eventually the edge there and get into the end zone.
It looks like the offense is going to stay out there here. A 2-point conversion attempt for the Rebels. We haven't seen an extra point try yet this evening, and it's going to remain that way. They're going to line up with 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left.
3 receivers to the right
now. 3 now, yep. It is Winters in the backfield at the running back position. Wright takes the snap, keeps it himself, pushing his way forward, and he did get there across the plane, and the Rebels take the lead, 16-14. It's their first lead of the night.
Yeah, they just simply ran an ISO with the quarterback right up the middle. Of course, the Wright brothers, they obviously have their options there in the backfield running the football.
I'm going to pull out your favorite term. It's an octopus.
Yeah.
Hunter Wright scores the touchdown and the 2-point conversion.
I was waiting for that.
16-14, Rebels lead.
Since 1963, Donato's was built on 3 fundamentals: creating a superior product, hiring great people.
Tri-County Career Center helps students build real skills for real careers. For adults, career development and certification programs can help you reskill, upskill, or start something new fast. High school juniors and seniors can jumpstart their futures with hands-on training in healthcare, construction, media, and more. And of course, there's always fun to be had too. Visit tricounty.cc today.
Well, we sure do have ourselves a good old-fashioned good one here in Crown City. 16-14 the score. South Gallia out in front. Each team has scored twice. Trimble has converted one 2-point conversion. They failed on another. South Gallia has converted twice on 2-point conversions. Most recently, Hunter Wright scoring a touchdown and getting it done on the 2-point conversion himself to give the Rebels their first lead of the ball game. Having to play from behind here most of the evening. And now their defense will take the field with a lead for the first time tonight after the kick. It is away. It is a good kick. End over end. It's going to land behind everybody. Picked up at the 11-yard line, and now Paul Sharp will do the return himself. Sharp trying to spin out of a tackle. He's going to be taken down across the 15-yard line. Really good coverage for the Rebels, but yes, a flag does come in very late. It is at the 28-yard line. We'll see what this is about.
Tomcats were clapping like it could be against the Rebels, and if so, I would assume it's a late hit of some type.
Late hit or unsportsmanlike conduct after a very solid play on the kickoff for South Gallia. We'll see what this is all about. Will they start with it on the 16 or will they start with it across the 30? Or inside the 16?
Yeah. I don't know, this official's taking his time here.
It is a personal foul on Trimble.
Oh, it's on Trimble. Okay.
Nope. I think he corrected himself.
He made a mistake, yes.
He did correct it. He initially pointed in Trimble's direction, quickly corrected himself. A personal foul on the Rebels that will move the football forward. Now our refs are confused, and they'll keep moving it forward.
Yeah.
Whole lot of confusion down there.
Ball should end up around the 30-yard line, right? 31. Yes. Okay, they got it right. That's very fortunate for the Tomcats because they just weren't deep enough back there. The returners just weren't deep enough for the kickoff. Ball sailed over their head, and they were pinned back all the way back to their own 16. But fortunately for the Tomcats, they got the late hit against the Rebels, and now they're going to start in some somewhat decent field position at the 31.
Certainly better than the 16.
Yeah.
First down and 10, and I look, 2 to the right. Sharp takes the snap. He's going to keep it. Rolling to his right, sets his feet, goes deep. He's got a man, and he's going to be caught. No, it comes out at the end incomplete. Knocked out of the hands of Cade Burba. Good coverage in the secondary by Hunter Wright.
Paul Sharp's arm, it doesn't even look like the same kid throwing the football.
No, it does not.
Back in the Jamboree game, all the way back before the season even started, in the preseason against Athens. I mean, he looks like a completely different quarterback back there throwing the football. And, of course, we always knew that he was a good athlete, those years playing receiver for the Tomcats. And so, that ball, it was caught, but the defender was able to strip it out.
Would have been a pickup of 30. Instead, it falls incomplete. Second down and 10 from the 31. Same exact formation. 2 receivers to the right. Sharp takes the snap. Going to fake the give again. Keep it himself. Reversing to the right side. He's up across the 30. This spin move is working well for him tonight. Yeah. He gets it up across the 35. Picks up about 5. Oh, they mark it at the 37, so he picks up 6. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Clock runs under 10 to go here in this first half.
Just a QB counter there. Out of the eye, backfield, faked it to the tailback, and then countered back with the quarterback. I couldn't see if, I'm sure they pulled a guard or tackle there to trap. But, again, obviously Coach Ferris is seeing something here with Paul Sharp that he can really take advantage of Sharp's legs and his athleticism tonight.
Now on 3rd down and 4, they're going to go with the wishbone. Sharp takes it. He's going to give. It's Osborne trying to work the right side. He dives forward, and I think he got enough. He did. Right at the line to gain.
He
picks
didn't really
up 4.
dive. He got tripped is what happened, because if he hadn't gotten tripped, that play would have went for probably another 10, 15 yards.
He very well still could be running.
Yep.
This offensive line for Trimble creating a lot of running lanes here this evening for Goen, Osborne, and Paul Sharp himself. Sharp's been able to throw the ball well too, which has forced this Rebels defense to respect it. They haven't been able to just crash everyone in the box the whole night like they maybe anticipated coming into the ball game. Now 1st down and 10 from the 41. Clock winds under 9 to go. Wishbone look. Sharp gives to Goen. Goen on the left side. He will barrel his way forward for a couple.
Something we probably should talk about, Daniel, and I'm only bringing this up because Coach Ferris is using Paul Sharp's legs so much tonight. Every single play, Paul Sharp has to run over to the sidelines, over to Coach Ferris to get the play and come back to the huddle.
It's going to be one
right?
tired.
So that's just more yardage that he's putting, more mileage he's putting on those legs tonight. And but he's obviously in really good shape. But that's just something to think about as we progress here. The more that he runs the football and having to run back and forth for the play, that all has its wear and tear.
And it does look like he's running over there after every single play. I almost wonder, they caught a late flag on this play. We didn't even notice it. It goes against the Tomcats.
Yep, totally missed that one, folks.
Totally missed the flag. That's going to back the Tomcats up here. But going back to my point was that Paul Sharp does look like he's running over to the sideline every single play. I wonder if they've tried to work with him at all this season on calling 2 plays at once, or if they think that might be a little too complicated. Instead of running off to the side every single play, maybe you get 2 play calls.
You might do that going into a quarter or coming out of a break or coming out of a timeout, but you're not going to do that in just the middle of the flow of the football game.
I just wonder if they've worked on it at any point in practice this season. We'll see as the game goes on. An eye look 2 to the left here after moving backwards. Sharp throws it out into the flats. It's a screen pass caught by Goen. Makes one man miss. He's up across the 30 before being taken down. He only picks up a few as he caught it way behind the line of scrimmage. It was 2nd and 23, and now it's going to be 3rd down and probably about 20.
That was a tricky little screen, and I thought when he first caught it, he might be able to get a bit more than that, but he had a little trouble avoiding the first tackler, and that gave time for the Rebels defense to react.
Once again, Sharp over on the sidelines, under 20 seconds on the play clock as he gets the call. Him and Osborne both getting the call. 3rd down and very long. Under 8 minutes to go. Ball spotted at the 31. Line to gain is the 49 in South Gallia territory. 1 receiver to each side. Sharp takes the snap. He's going to pitch it back. Another trick play. Cade Burba. Flag comes in. Burba's still on his feet up across the 35. He gets it to the 44-yard line before being taken down, but I believe this is going to go as a hold against Hunter Bykovsky in the backfield.
Blocking the back or a hold, something along those lines it looked like. Yep, blocking the back.
It was a great pickup in terms of field position. Still would have been 4th down. And now they're going to move them backwards.
They could decline it. The Rebels could decline it, but
I would imagine they accept
probably accept it because that's a pretty good chunk of yards there that you can take advantage of, and put the Tomcats in a situation here on 3rd and long of perhaps trying to throw one up and get a turnover.
Well, Coach Ferris is certainly in the Halloween mood here this evening. A couple of trick plays that we've seen from him so far tonight. That one called back because of a flag. They had the 2-point conversion play called back because of the flag as well. 7.5 minutes to go. 3rd down and 30.
They'll probably just run the football here.
2 to the right. Sharp takes a snap, pitches it backwards. Oh, they're just going to punt it on 3rd down, and it pretty much just goes straight up into the air. It falls to the sideline at the 42-yard line. They only net about 20 yards. Where the football fell was right at the initial line of scrimmage. If that puts it into perspective for you folks at home, it's going to be really good starting field position for the Rebels. I'm a little confused by the call. Thought they'd try to pick up a few more yards.
Yeah, well, it was a good idea, really, because you're not going to pick up a 1st down in that situation. So you're just trying to get the punt off without them having any kind of a returner back there to return the football or even take a chance of perhaps a blocked punt. But that's hard to do when you're on a run like that to put out an accurate kick, an accurate punt. And unfortunately for the Tomcats, the ball just went out of bounds before it could get any distance.
It was 3rd and 30. He punts it 20 yards, gets it back to the initial line of scrimmage. Now South Gallia takes over on 1st and 10, going deep down the sideline, pass out of bounds. 7 minutes and 16 seconds to go. It'll be 2nd down and 10 after the pass a little wide and out of bounds.
First time we've really seen the Rebels just try, a one-on-one throw to one of the receivers.
And that was Eli Sizemore in at quarterback, Tad. It is not Hunter Wright.
Interesting.
Sizemore will take the snap, and he's going to give to Lane Wright. Wright driven down in the backfield. And yeah, Tad, you spotted him down here on the sideline. Hunter Wright, it looks like they're checking out his right shoulder.
Keep an
eye on that.
There was somebody, I believe it was Dixon running the football, or it could have been going. And there was a pretty big hit there, and I couldn't get the number for the Rebels on that hit, but I noticed that player came up kind of acting like his arm was bothering him, and that could in fact been right.
They lose 4 on the 2nd down play. 3rd down and 14 from the 45. Tomcats trying to force a 4th down. Sizemore takes the snap, steps up, taken down. Flag comes flying in from the side judge. As it stands, it's a sack, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Hold, yep. Really good job by the Tomcat defense there. Obviously, the Rebels started the offensive position in excellent field position, and the Tomcats were able to drive them backwards, and now, it looks like they're going to get a 3 and out. I'm assuming the Rebels are going to punt here in this situation, but really the storyline right now is the quarterback for the Rebels.
Penalty is declined. It'll bring up 4th down. They lose 3. So 4th down and 17 coming up. We've had a 3rd down and 30, and we've had a 4th and 17 on back-to-back possessions, one from each team. The punt team out onto the field for the Rebels with 6 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the first half. Return man back deep inside the 20. And the kick is away. It's a good one. A wobbler that will be fielded. Paul Sharp on the return. He's taken down just shy of the 30. So the Rebels flip the field, and the Tomcats will take back over with 6 minutes and 17 seconds to go.
Well, Hunter Wright is back on the field, but this time he's obviously out there defensively. We'll see if he goes back out there at quarterback. He's definitely still, rubbing on that shoulder, that arm, and I do believe that's his throwing arm.
It is.
Right?
He is a right-handed thrower. He was rubbing the right shoulder. So definitely something to keep our eye on as we go forward. If he's out there on defense, I would imagine that he's okay, considering that you got to make some hits.
Yep.
If he wasn't good to go on offense, I think that they would be trying to fix that shoulder up still. Anyway, 1st down and 10 from the 30. Sharp under center. Eye look, takes the snap. He's going to give. It's going. Trying to work the right side and get to the outside. He does. Barrels over a defender up across the 45-yard line. He picks up 17.
I think the Tomcats got away with an illegal shift there. Their motion man went in motion before everybody was set, and of course he never set. The ball was snapped when he was still in motion, but they'll take it. That was a nice run by Goen.
Up to the 47-yard line, a gain of 17 as they move the chains with 6:09 to go. Tomcats still going over the play call in their huddle. 16-14. South Gallia leads it with about a half a quarter to go here in this first half. 2 receivers to the left. Eye look. Sharp takes the snap. Going to give. It's Osborne on the left side. Osborne takes it up just shy of the 50. Did the ball come out?
It came out, but the official over there is calling him down. It definitely came out. Tomcats here the last couple plays have come out in an unbalanced 2 receivers to one side with the extra tackle to that same side. Eye backfield, something that we've seen from several teams this year, including Nelsonville York. Of course, Coach Rusty Richards learned a lot of these formations and these ideas, these concepts from Coach Ferris.
5.5 minutes now on the clock in this first half. 2nd and 8 from the 49. Sharp gives. It's going. He gets across midfield, picks up about 3 more. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Just over 5 minutes to go. This next snap will more than likely happen inside the 5-minute mark.
Could just be my imagination, but it does seem like the Tomcats have been able to run the ball more effectively out of the I backfield tonight versus the wishbone.
I think you're certainly correct there in that observation. They've run the ball really well in all formations, right? The wishbone, the eye.
Outside of the first series, since the first series, yes, I would agree.
Yes, that is the truth. Now here on 3rd down, they gave him 2. 3rd down and 6 from the Rebels 49. Sharp takes a snap. It's another QB counter to the right, and he's got a sea of defenders all over him. Picks up a few yards, and Sharp is a little slow to get up. I think he's cramping. Yeah, he's definitely cramping, getting stretched out by one of his teammates. Up to his feet he goes.
Yeah, he's going to have to come off too. So the officials had to stop it, unless Coach Ferris may call timeout, may take a timeout here.
Well, it doesn't look like they will. The clock is stopped. The ball is at the 47-yard line. They picked up 2 more. It's 4th down and 4.
Yeah, I think if I'm Coach Ferris here, I might take the timeout to see if I can get Paul Sharp back out there at quarterback on this big 4th down play, and I think he is going to do that.
As Sharp is down on the sideline getting stretched out. They call a timeout. 4:12 to go. We'll step aside.
Wendy's
Hello, I'm Chief Barber from the Nelsonville Division of Fire here in Nelsonville, Ohio. We're here to briefly talk about the basket program we have here in the city of Nelsonville. Back in 1948, the basket program started to help 14 needy families. 2025 marks the 77th year of the basket program. This is a collaborative effort between our fire department and the York Township Volunteer Fire Department. That's about 2.5 miles from our station. This year, we aim to help over 200 needy families in the community, and every contribution for this program helps.
Kept it himself on a QB counter that's been so efficient all night. Picked up 2 yards with it, but he came down with a cramp. Was stretched out on the field by Bradley Cahoe, and then off on the sideline, got stretched out by the athletic trainers. They called a timeout to try and get him back on the field here for this 4th down.
And he's not.
And he's
not on the field.
Yeah, I was just going to say, he is not out on the field. Looks like Trevor Goen might be taking the snap here. I know it's going to be Luke Osborne out of the Wildcat, and Osborne picks it up. Running to the left side, he gets across the 40. And Paul Sharp is on the sideline ready to come in.
Put 3 receivers into the boundary and then just ran to the wide side of the field, just playing the numbers game there with being able to use the quarterback as a running back and lead the other running back up into the hole.
Well, Ferris is keeping Sharp on the sideline for the time being, but Paul is standing, helmet on, just off the field.
I think Coach Ferris kind of liked what he just saw there out of that Wildcat, and so they're coming right back out in the same formation, essentially.
1st down and 10 from the 39. Osborne picked up 5. And he takes the snap again to the left side. Multiple flags fly. He shakes 1 tackle, and he's got enough for a 1st down before being hit out of bounds at the 31, but as I said, 2 flags in the backfield.
Yeah, the running back next to him, I think it was Trevor Gowan. Could be wrong on that, but whoever the back was next to him was leaning forward when the ball was snapped, which is an illegal shift. So
that is what the call is. We'll back him up 5. The 1st down and 15 back at the 44.
But that was another big play out of that Wildcat there. And so they may stick with that here for a little bit.
And it's
Paul Sharp recovers.
It's worth mentioning, Tad, that it was a big play, yes, but it was another example of a play tonight where we have seen this Tomcats rushing attack. We've seen the ball carrier shaking off tackles, whether it be the stiff arm, whether it just be straight up breaking tackles. They have been getting yards after contact often tonight. It has been impressive Now on 1st and 15, Osborne going to hand to Goen. Goen trying to get to the outside, making multiple men miss once again, and he gets it right down to where Osborne was on the previous play. And one of the Tomcat linemen a little slow to get up, Marcus Cable, who we heard Coach Fairs rave about in the pregame conference, but he is back on his feet, all good to go. Just short of the line to gain was Goen.
I don't know how Goen stayed in bounds there. I mean, he had pressure pushing up against him, trying to push him out of bounds, and he was able to stick his foot in the ground and stay in bounds and pick up probably about 4 or 5 more yards there at the end.
Under 3 minutes to go, they mark Goen out of bounds at the 32. It's 2nd down and 3. He picked up 12, and Paul Sharp is back into the game. Out of the wishbone, he gives it's Osborne up across the 30. He's got a 1st down. Move those chains. As we get into the final few minutes here of this first half. Trimble trying to go into the locker room with a lead.
Yes.
Imagine telling Coach Fairs that you have a drive on the final play of the half that is for the lead.
Yeah.
He would be ecstatic.
Absolutely. And this game, it's kind of slowed down here a little bit in the second quarter, but it's going as Coach Ferris would hope it would. And the Tomcats are obviously very able to move the football for the most part with ease throughout this first half, outside, again, that first series. As long as they don't commit penalties.
And the Rebels jumped, or are they going to call it a false start?
Yeah,
I know it is offsides on the Rebels. Move them up 5 yards. 2 minutes, 19 seconds to go. It'll be 1st down and 5 for the Tomcats from the 23.
As long as the Tomcats can avoid the penalties, they can move the football. At will, I believe. They can move the football. They have many options. It looks like Sharp, obviously he's back in the football game now. And so they have many options in the backfield and many different things that they can do against this Rebels defense.
I look 2 to the left. Sharp under center, takes the snap. He gives, and the ball carrier will be taken down at the line of scrimmage.
He might have picked up 1 there. Yeah, it was just a straight dive there, trying to hit him with a quick dive. Again, 4 down territory for the Tomcats. You're setting a 2nd and 4. You'll take that.
Under 2 minutes to go now. It'll be 2nd down and 5. They do mark it back at the 23. As the clock continues to run, 90 seconds to go here in this first half. Wishbone look. To my knowledge, Tomcats, yes, they've only called 1 timeout, so they still have 2 in their back pocket. Sharp takes a snap. He gives Goen on the left side. He pushes his way forward, picks up the 1st down. And I believe we get a timeout called by Phil Fairs. Maybe not yet. I heard the whistle. I heard the whistles blow. It must have just been to stop the clock to move the chains.
Yeah.
So no timeout yet. The clock will continue to run under 1:10 to go.
Yeah, they still have plenty of time, especially with 2 timeouts.
The ball is spotted at the 18-yard line. 1st down and 10. Sharp out of the wishbone. Gives. It's Osborne bouncing off tackles. Osborne still on his feet inside the 10-yard line before being taken down. Question is, did he pick up the 1st down? Timeout going to be called by Phil Fairs. With 46 seconds to go, we'll stay right here. It will be, they still haven't moved the chain, so I believe it'll be 2nd down and short. They spotted at the 9. Osborne picked up 9 yards on 1st and 10. And the Tomcats set up beautifully here in the first half's final minute. Down by 2, 16-14. What have you liked so much in this first half from Trimble?
Tomcats are doing exactly what they need to do, and that is control the game, control the ground game. We knew the Rebels were going to score. There's no doubt about it. They're a very good offense, but we also know that the Rebels have struggled defensively on the defensive side of the football this season. And so, Coach Ferris is not going to be in a hurry to score, right? He wants to, use this clock and pound and ground and lean on the Rebels and, get them in a dogfight. And so it's going exactly as Coach Ferris would hope.
The Rebels
they definitely need to put it in the end zone right here.
Sure do. The Rebels still have all 3 timeouts in their back pocket if they were to get the ball back with some time. Now here we go, out of the wishbone, and Osborne is hit in the backfield and taken down. The clock will run, and it's going to be 3rd down and short. They move him back 2. It'll be 3rd and 3. Clock runs at 30 seconds. Right back onto the football. Sharp takes a snap, gives to Goen, flags fly from the side, Goen running backwards, and he is hit out of bounds. It'll stop the clock, but now we got to check on the flag.
I think maybe the Tomcats were not set when the ball was snapped. We'll see.
And that would bring up 4th down if the Rebels decline the penalty. It is an illegal shift on Trimble. 24 seconds to go.
Yeah, and the officials talking to Coach Morrow for the Rebels. It is a pretty big decision here.
Do you make it 3rd down and about 7, or do you go with 4th down and 3 or 4?
4th down. Big play, big play.
They spot it back at the 12. It is 4th down and 3.5.
I fully expect Paul Sharp to have the ball in his hands right here, and Coach Ferris is probably going to give him the option to throw or run the football.
And even if they don't
take his time out to talk about it,
Ooh, that's interesting to me, because if you do pick it up, obviously it stops the clock with the movement of the chains.
Yeah.
But you got to go quick, right? You got to go quick, and I would imagine that after that
this
play,
is a situation where you're calling 2 plays in the huddle.
Absolutely. There you go. There you go. So if they were to pick it up on the ground and land in bounds, I would imagine that next play would have to be through the air.
Yeah. What's likely, if I'm not going to sit here and try to be Coach Ferris, but
Coach Steinbrink up here.
That bootleg has been very effective for them, and if they run that here and they pick up the 1st down, whether it's with Paul's legs or him throwing, if they pick up the 1st down, they're going to come back and they're going to run it again, just the opposite direction.
All right. Put it in writing. Coach Steinbrink up here makes his prediction.
Making my prediction.
Makes his prediction. The ball spotted at the 12. Both teams emerge from the sidelines. The Tomcats with 0 timeouts remaining. The Rebels have all 3 with 24 seconds to go. And if the Tomcats aren't able to pick it up here, obviously South Gallia pinned deep in their own territory. I would imagine they just kneel it out, if not just run one play up the middle. Don't want to risk a turnover and give Trimble the ball back. But here we go. Sharp under center and eye look. 2 to the left. Takes the snap. Going to roll to his right. Looking to throw. Off his back foot. Incomplete. Left it just short of Bradley Cahoe. And it's a turnover on downs with 18 seconds to go.
He missed a wide open Luke Osborne over the middle, dragging across the middle. He was wide open. He honestly had probably 3 receivers that at least had a step on the defender, but he just wasn't able to convert. But there it was, the bootleg out of that I backfield, and he certainly had options, but just wasn't able to convert.
Your prediction incorrect. They did not keep it on the ground.
No, I said they're going to run a bootleg and give him the option to run pass, is what I said. You need to hit rewind and watch it.
I'll go back and watch the film later.
Watch the live stream, yes.
18 seconds to go as South Gallia takes back over. And flags fly pre-snap. It is Eli Sizemore at the quarterback spot here to finish the half. Definitely something to keep our eye on as we go into the second half. Is Hunter Wright okay? Sizemore.
Yeah. Coach, if they convert there and it's not a touchdown, but they get the 1st down, the very next play they're going to run the same bootleg the opposite direction. They're going to get right up on the ball and run the same play the other direction. But they didn't convert. But still, 17 seconds left in the half. Again, they're only down by 2. The Tomcats are only down by 2.
Here we go. 1st down and 15 as they give Lane Wright on the outside. He's got a little bit of a crease. Lane Wright's got the 1st down up across the 30 and out of bounds with 10 seconds to go. And keep in mind, obviously the clock stops with them going out of bounds, but South Gallia still has all 3 timeouts.
10 seconds, you pretty much only have enough time to maybe run 2 plays with 10 seconds. At the most, you're going to have time to run 2 plays. So Tomcats just need to keep everything in front of them.
All right, Here we go, 10.1 on the clock, first down and 10 from the 30. They take the snap, rolling to the left. Pass is caught. It is Lane Wright. Wright up across the 40. He's in the Trimble territory, and he steps out of bounds with 2.3 on the clock. Really good awareness there from Lane Wright to get out of bounds and savor one more play here in this first half. Over 50 yards in 15 seconds.
He's just so scary in the open field, and of course, again, the Tomcats have some youth back there in the secondary. And he's obviously a difficult runner to be able to tackle all by yourself.
Here we go. As Hunter Wright watches from the sideline. Lane Wright stands in the shotgun. 2 to his left, 1 to his right. Takes the snap. Sizemore looking to throw over the left side. The pass is incomplete.
That'll do it.
Intended for Caleb Frazee, and that will take us to intermission. 16-14. South Gallia lit with the lead as we reach the halftime break on Pure Rock 105.
From the Ohio News Network, this is the Ohio Education Association Tonight in high school football.
Athens County football fans, Tuesday nights just got even better. It's the Athens County High School Football Coaches Show, live from the Gem Sports Bar, presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store on Pure Rock 105 WXTQ. Every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Join us as we talk from coaches from across Athens County about Friday night matchups, highlight the athletes making big plays, and give you the inside scoop on high school football all season long. Be part of the action and watch the show live at the Gem Sports Bar. Enjoy great food, cold drinks, and connect with fellow fans, players, and coaches. And if you can't make it in person, tune in each week to catch every interview, preview, and highlight as Athens County High School football takes center stage. The Athens County High School Football Coaches Show, Tuesdays at 6 from the Gem Sports Bar, proudly presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store. A special thanks to our additional sponsors, McFadden Insurance, Tri-County Career Center, Century Farm Market, Hocking Valley Motors, and David White Services.
Hello, I'm Chief Barber from the Nelsonville Division of Fire here in Nelsonville, Ohio. We're here to briefly talk about the basket program we have here in the city of Nelsonville. Back in 1948, the basket program started to help 14 needy families. 2025 marks the 77th year of the basket program. This is a collaborative effort between our fire department and the York Township Volunteer Fire Department. That's about 2.5 miles from our station. This year, we aim to help over 200 needy families in the community, and every contribution for this program helps.
It takes determination to create a successful business. It's never easy, but always worth it. It takes making a leap of faith. It takes patience and late nights to reinvest in a startup. But it also takes asking for guidance from dependable people, all to turn a dream into a reality. People's Bank, working together, building success.
Tri-County Career Center helps students build real skills for real careers. For adults, career development and certification programs can help you reskill, upskill, or start something new fast. High school juniors and seniors can jumpstart their futures with hands-on training in healthcare, construction, media, and more. And of course, there's always fun to be had too. Visit tricounty.cc today.
Athens County football fans, Tuesday nights just got even better. It's the Athens County High School Football Coaches Show, live from the Gem Sports Bar, presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store on Pure Rock 105 WXTQ. Every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Join us as we talk from coaches from across Athens County about Friday night matchups, highlight the athletes making big plays, and give you the inside scoop on high school football all season long. Be part of the action and watch the show live at the Gem Sports Bar. Enjoy great food, cold drinks, and connect with fellow fans, players, and coaches. And if you can't make it in person, tune in each week to catch every interview, preview, and highlight as Athens County High School football takes center stage. The Athens County High School Football Coaches Show, Tuesdays at 6 from the Gem Sports Bar, proudly presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store. A special thanks to our additional sponsors, McFadden Insurance, Tri-County Career Center, Century Farm Market, Hocking Valley Motors, and David White Services.
Hello, I'm Chief Barber from the Nelsonville Division of Fire here in Nelsonville, Ohio. We're here to briefly talk about the basket program we have here in the city of Nelsonville. Back in 1948, the basket program started to help 14 needy families. 2025 marks the 77th year of the basket program. This is a collaborative effort between our fire department and the York Township Volunteer Fire Department. That's about 2.5 miles from our station. This year, we aim to help over 200 needy families in the community, and every contribution for this program helps.
It takes determination to create a successful business. It's never easy, but always worth it. It takes making a leap of faith. It takes patience and late nights to reinvest in a startup. But it also takes asking for guidance from dependable people. All to turn a dream into a reality. People's Bank, working together, building success.
Tri-County Career Center helps students build real skills for real careers. For adults, career development and certification programs can help you reskill, upskill, or start something new fast. High school juniors and seniors can jumpstart their futures with hands-on training in healthcare, construction, media, and more. And of course, there's always fun to be had too. Visit tricounty.cc today.
Athens County football fans, Tuesday nights just got even better. It's the Athens County High School Football Coaches Show, live from the Gem Sports Bar, presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store on Pure Rock 105 WXTQ. Every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Join us as we talk from coaches from across Athens County about Friday night matchups, highlight the athletes making big plays, and give you the inside scoop on high school football all season long. Be part of the action and watch the show live at the Gem Sports Bar. Enjoy great food, cold drinks, and connect with fellow fans, players, and coaches. And if you can't make it in person, tune in each week to catch every interview, preview, and highlight as Athens County High School football takes center stage. The Athens County High School Football Coaches Show, Tuesdays at 6 from the Gem Sports Bar, proudly presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store. A special thanks to our additional sponsors, McFadden Insurance, Tri-County Career Center, Century Farm Market, Hocking Valley Motors, and David White Services.
Hello, I'm Chief Barber from the Nelsonville Division of Fire here in Nelsonville, Ohio. We're here to briefly talk about the basket program we have here in the city of Nelsonville. Back in 1948, the basket program started to help 14 needy families. 2025 marks the 77th year of the basket program. This is a collaborative effort between our fire department and the York Township Volunteer Fire Department. That's about 2.5 miles from our station. This year, we aim to help over 200 needy families in the community, and every contribution for this program helps.
It takes determination to create a successful business. It's never easy, but always worth it. It takes making a leap of faith. It takes patience and late nights to reinvest in a startup. But it also takes asking for guidance from dependable people. All to turn a dream into a reality. People's Bank, working together, building success.
Tri-County Career Center helps students build real skills for real careers. For adults, career development and certification programs can help you reskill, upskill, or start something new fast. High school juniors and seniors can jumpstart their futures with hands-on training in healthcare, construction, media, and more. And of course, there's always fun to be had too. Visit tricounty.cc today.
Athens County football fans, Tuesday nights just got even better. It's the Athens County High School Football Coaches Show, live from the Gem Sports Bar, presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store on Pure Rock 105 WXTQ. Every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Join us as we talk from coaches from across Athens County about Friday night matchups, highlight the athletes making big plays, and give you the inside scoop on high school football all season long. Be part of the action and watch the show live at the Gem Sports Bar. Enjoy great food, cold drinks, and connect with fellow fans, players, and coaches. And if you can't make it in person, tune in each week to catch every interview, preview, and highlight as Athens County High School football takes center stage. The Athens County High School Football Coaches Show, Tuesdays at 6 from the Gem Sports Bar, proudly presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store. A special thanks to our additional sponsors, McFadden Insurance, Tri-County Career Center, Century Farm Market, Hocking Valley Motors, and David White Services.
Hello, I'm Chief Barber from the Nelsonville Division of Fire here in Nelsonville, Ohio. We're here to briefly talk about the basket program we have here in the city of Nelsonville. Back in 1948, the basket program started to help 14 needy families. 2025 marks the 77th year of the basket program. This is a collaborative effort between our fire department and the York Township Volunteer Fire Department. That's about 2.5 miles from our station. This year, we aim to help over 200 needy families in the community, and every contribution for this program helps.
It takes determination to create a successful business. It's never easy, but always worth it. It takes making a leap of faith. It takes patience and late nights to reinvest in a startup. But it also takes asking for guidance from dependable people, all to turn a dream into a reality. People's Bank, working together, building success.
Tri-County Career Center helps students build real skills for real careers. For adults, career development and certification programs can help you reskill, upskill, or start something new fast. High school juniors and seniors can jumpstart their futures with hands-on training in healthcare, construction, media, and more. And of course, there's always fun to be had too. Visit tricounty.cc today.
Athens County football fans, Tuesday nights just got even better. It's the Athens County High School Football Coaches Show, live from the Gem Sports Bar, presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store on Pure Rock 105 WXTQ. Every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Join us as we talk from coaches from across Athens County about Friday night matchups, highlight the athletes making big plays, and give you the inside scoop on high school football all season long. Be part of the action and watch the show live at the Gem Sports Bar. Enjoy great food, cold drinks, and connect with fellow fans, players, and coaches. And if you can't make it in person, tune in each week to catch every interview, preview, and highlight as Athens County High School football takes center stage. The Athens County High School Football Coaches Show, Tuesdays at 6 from the Gem Sports Bar, proudly presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store. A special thanks to our additional sponsors, McFadden Insurance, Tri-County Career Center, Century Farm Market, Ocking Valley Motors, and David White Services.
Hello, I'm Chief Barber from the Nelsonville Division of Fire here in Nelsonville, Ohio. We're here to briefly talk about the basket program we have here in the city of Nelsonville. Back in 1948, the basket program started to help 14 needy families. 2025 marks the 77th year of the basket program. This is a collaborative effort between our fire department and the York Township Volunteer Fire Department. That's about 2.5 miles from our station. This year, we aim to help over 200 needy families in the community, and every contribution for this program helps.
It takes determination to create a successful business. It's never easy, but always worth it. It takes making a leap of faith. It takes patience and late nights to reinvest in a startup. But it also takes asking for guidance from dependable people, all to turn a dream into a reality. People's Bank, working together, building success.
Tri-County Career Center helps students build real skills for real careers. For adults, career development and certification programs can help you reskill, upskill, or start something new fast. High school juniors and seniors can jumpstart their futures with hands-on training in healthcare, construction, media, and more. And of course, there's always fun to be had too. Visit tricounty.cc today.
Athens County football fans, Tuesday nights just got even better. It's the Athens County High School Football Coaches Show, live from the Gem Sports Bar, presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store on Pure Rock 105 WXTQ. Every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Join us as we talk from coaches from across Athens County about Friday night matchups, highlight the athletes making big plays, and give you the inside scoop on high school football all season long. Be part of the action and watch the show live at the Gem Sports Bar. Enjoy great food, cold drinks, and connect with fellow fans, players, and coaches. And if you can't make it in person, tune in each week to catch every interview, preview, and highlight as Athens County High School football takes center stage. The Athens County High School Football Coaches Show, Tuesdays at 6 from the Gem Sports Bar, proudly presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store. A special thanks to our additional sponsors, McFadden Insurance, Tri-County Career Center, Century Farm Market, Hocking Valley Motors, and David White Services.
Hello, I'm Chief Barber from the Nelsonville Division of Fire here in Nelsonville, Ohio. We're here to briefly talk about the basket program we have here in the city of Nelsonville. Back in 1948, the basket program started to help 14 needy families. 2025 marks the 77th year of the basket program. This is a collaborative effort between our fire department and the York Township Volunteer Fire Department. That's about 2.5 miles from our station. This year, we aim to help over 200 needy families in the community, and every contribution for this program helps.
It takes determination to create a successful business. It's never easy, but always worth it. It takes making a leap of faith. It takes patience and late nights to reinvest in a startup. But it also takes asking for guidance from dependable people, all to turn a dream into a reality. People's Bank, working together, building success.
Tri-County Career Center
With
helps.
just one, they had the second one successful, but an illegal man downfield called it back. They were not able to get in on the second try, came up just a half a yard short. It was that close, but as it stands, 16-14, South Gallia with the lead. What has stood out to you so far from the first half?
Again, we expected both offenses to be able to score, to be able to move the football tonight, and that's exactly what we've seen. Obviously, the Tomcats not being able to put it in there at the end of the first half, that could turn out to be a major turning point in this game. But it's really just gets back to what we've been talking about really since the pregame and really all week long, even going back to the coaches' show, and that is the Tomcats are going to get the football coming out in the second half. They're going to have the football first, and they just need to get back to that ground and pound. They certainly were able to move the ball effectively running the football. Paul Sharp, made some plays with his legs until he cramped up, and then that seemed to kind of shift some things there as far as the Tomcats offense is concerned. But again, I have no doubt that they can move they can move the football, and they're going to have to get at least a few stops, at least two stops, I would say, on the defensive side at minimum, to be able to win this football game, because they're just not going to be able to run up and down the football field with the Rebels and just make it a shootout. They're going to have to still play some pound and ground and control the clock and shorten the game in some way, somehow. Excuse me. And I expect that they can do that. But Daniel, real quick, I want to give a shout out to all of our sponsors. Of course, these sponsors have made it possible for us on Pure Rock 105 all year long to cover all these wonderful Athens County teams, and it's always fun. It's exciting for me to be able to see all of the different Athens County teams as well as some of our surrounding area teams, and so we certainly appreciate these sponsors making it all possible for us. Of course, the Rocky Outdoor Gear Store, our title sponsor, Tri-County Career Center, who also sponsors our player of the game, Shauna Stump State Farm, McFadden Insurance, Big Rack Feeds, Holzer Health Systems, Stop and Cop, Integrated Services, Donato's, Wendy's, Qdoba, Southern Ohio Sanitation, Pizza Stop Through, C&G Cattle, Steak and Shake, Elite Medical Aesthetics, Merchants National Bank, Doug's Carryout and Grocery, who sponsors our Lineman of the Week, and Trimble's very own Sikorsky's Home Plate. And again, we are live streaming this game as well. We're simulcasting here with the audio with the live stream, and so we want to give thanks to the live stream sponsors as well for the McFadden Insurance live stream, I should say. Nick Station, Air Claws Heating and Cooling, Farmers Bank, Cajun Island at the Bridge, which will be opening, I believe, sometime around Thanksgiving. So all my fellow carbon hellions can join in with me once Nick opens up the Cajun Island at the Bridge there in Carbon Hill. First National Bank, Hocking Valley Motors, the Lodge at Hocking College, and the Gym Sports Bar. So again, huge shout out to all of our sponsors, both on the radio side of things and on the live stream side of things. So Danny, you always ask me, what's been your take, what's been my take, what's been your take so far in this game?
Well, my take so far in this game has been that Trimble has come out and they've been able to move the football efficiently, right? Fast. We expected them to try and limit possessions in this game, and that still might be the game plan, right? But we have seen them get up and down the field with South Gallia on the offensive side of the football as well. We saw the 62-yard touchdown from Paul Sharp to Dixon for the first score of the game. Tad misclicked the button there. But we've really seen Paul Sharp been able to use his legs. Trevor Goen as well. They're just getting a lot of chunk plays that I don't know that I necessarily expected. I did expect them to move the football, just not as efficiently as it has been. I've been very surprised by that. But another thing that I took away from that first half is South Gallia quarterback, Hunter Wright. He did not play for that last part of the half. He's got a banged up shoulder, so is he okay? We saw him play on the defensive side of the football, but is he going to be okay to go back into the game as the quarterback? We saw Eli Sizemore take over for the Rebels, and they actually threw it a little bit more with Sizemore when he was in the game. But that'll definitely be interesting to see if Hunter Wright is okay and able to play both sides of the football like we saw in the first half.
The one thing that you can do defensively, more so than you can offensively, is you can kind of protect yourself and protect your shoulder when you go in to make a tackle. You can just use your other shoulder, right? Or you can use other means to make the tackle, so you can avoid that contact on what might be a bum arm. But when you're playing quarterback, you can't avoid it. You're going to get hit by probably several players each time you run the football or each time you drop back to pass. And so I've seen it before. I've certainly seen where quarterbacks have injured an arm, especially their throwing arm, but still been able to go out there and contribute on the defensive side. You're right. That's an interesting storyline that's going to play out here in the second half.
Well, it's a good time. We've got a few more minutes until we kick off here in the second half. Trimble will get the football to start the second half. They kicked it away to start the game and then forced 2 turnovers right away. That's another thing that we didn't talk about was that this Trimble defense, yes, they may have given up those 2 touchdowns and a couple of 2-point conversions, but they came out of the gates hot on the defensive side of the ball, forcing a fumble on what we thought was the first 2 plays of the drive. We thought they forced a fumble on the very first play of the drive. The runner was ruled down by contact. Then on the second play, they did force the fumble and recover. Luke Osborne also with an interception on the second drive of the game for South Gallia's offense. So that Trimble defense was playing well as well. Will certainly be interesting to see if they can keep that up in the second half. But as I was just getting about ready to say, this is a good time we can take a look at some of the scores from around Region 27. We previewed some of the games in the pregame show, as did Ethan Sargent and Eric Landrum in Football Friday Kickoff. Division 7 Region 27 playoff action here this evening. It all starts number 9 seeded Bishop Rosecrans on the road at Conotton Valley. That game about as tight as it gets. Tad 21-20. Last update came in the second quarter. I would imagine they are at the halftime break by now, if not around the same point that we are. A 1-point game at Conotton Valley. The winner will take on number 1 seeded Jeromesville Hillsdale. Obviously here, Trimble down 16-14 at South Gallia. The winner will take on Sims Valley. Moving down the line, the number 10 seeded Lucas on the road at Strasburg Franklin. They trail 21-0 at Strasburg Franklin. Halftime there. So as it appears, as long as that score holds, Strasburg Franklin will move on to play at Waterford next week. And in the final game in Region 27 from this week, 11-seeded Dansville, last year's region winner on the road at Steubenville Catholic Central. 18-point favorites. They're up by 40. It is 40-0 Danville, excuse me. No S in the middle there. Danville at halftime. The winner of that game, Danville, will take on Fisher Catholic on the road next week. So some interesting scores mixed in there. Obviously, Danville blowing out Steubenville Catholic Central, as some people may have expected. Drew Pastor over at Fantastic 50, they make lines for each of these games, and Danville was only 1 point more of a favorite than South Gallia was in this game. South Gallia 17-point favorites coming into this one. Obviously a much closer game here in Crown City than they have out there at Steubenville Catholic Central. But yeah, those are some of your score updates from around the area. We also looked up the Athens score at halftime. Buckeye Valley with the lead at half over the Bulldogs, 21-10, if you have not seen that score already. So definitely still close for the Bulldogs, within striking distance. It seems like the downfall for them has been on the defensive side of the football in the running defense. That rush defense has not been looking solid so far this evening.
And we saw that last week against Nelsonville York, right?
Buckeye Valley has only thrown the ball 3 times in the first half. Daniel Heitland and Weston Wheatley appear to be some of the bright spots, per Cam Robertson from the Athens Messenger on X. He gave a halftime update. That is where my updates come from there. Shout out Cam. We appreciate the updates. We will keep an eye on that score as we move along. We are ready to go here in the second half. 24 minutes to go as we try to decide a winner in this round 1 matchup between South Gallia and Trimble. Trimble will get the football to start the half. The kick is away. Another good one will be fielded at the 15. Trickery there as Paul Sharp hands it off to Cade Burba. Burba's got a little bit of a lane. He's into South Gallia territory, and he's going to go all the way into the end zone. And now we look back to check on the flag inside the 40.
Yeah, I don't know if it has anything to do with the 2 players that are next.
Build real skills for real careers.
Some type of illegal block, but the flag came out relatively early. The Tomcats ran, we've seen that a couple times this season now. A little bit of fake handoff one way and give it to the other runner coming the other direction. It was certainly effective, but I think I kind of caught the official signal there at the very end. I believe he did signal a personal foul.
There is a Rebel down injured on the field around the 30-yard line, which was right where Cade Burba started to take off. Wonder if we got an illegal blindside block or a hit in the back. But that player is down and injured. Cade Burba took it all the way to the house. I'm just wondering if we're going to get the call of the flag here.
Yeah,
we will step aside. We will step aside for an injury timeout with 11:44 to go in the third.
When you make
Hello, I'm Chief Barber from the Nelsonville Division of Fire here in Nelsonville, Ohio. We're here to briefly talk about the basket program we have here in the city of Nelsonville. Back in 1948, the basket program started to help 14 needy families. 2025 marks the 77th year of the basket program. This is a collaborative effort between our fire department and the York Township Volunteer Fire Department. That's about 2.5 miles from our station. This year, we aim to help over 200 needy families in the community, and every contribution for this program helps.
It takes determination to create a successful...
11 minutes and 44 seconds to go. The injured Rebel on the play is up, and he walks off towards the sideline. They're in their black tops, black bottoms with gold numbers, and the injured player's number kind of all bunched up there. I can't tell exactly which one it is. It looks like number 15, which would be Tristan Swindler.
Yeah, 15.
Couldn't tell if it was 15 or 16. Sometimes those numbers get bunched up, and 16 would be Eli Sizemore, the backup quarterback, but it is number 15, Tristan Swindler. He is off on the sideline getting attention as Trimble will take over at the 27-yard line. The flag puts him all the way back inside the 30, and now Trevor Goen on 1st and 10 got tripped from behind, picked up a couple to the 29, but what a swing of momentum there. Cade Burba thought that he had a kickoff return for a touchdown. Instead, the flag brings him all the way back to the 27, and now they're looking at 2nd down and 8.
That's okay. The Tomcats, the best recipe for the Tomcats right now is to get a long, sustained drive that ends in a touchdown that eats up most of this third quarter and, again, keeps this high-octane Rebel offense on the sidelines.
I did see Hunter Wright down on the sidelines in full uniform as they came out of the locker room. He is on the field in the secondary on defense, so definitely worth keeping an eye on. As Sharp takes a snap on 2nd down, rolls to his left, sets his feet and throws. He's got a man caught on the sideline. stepping out of bounds after the pass was completed right at the 50.
I don't know if it's the Rebels defensive coordinator or what, but he's throwing up his hands like, what are we doing over there? Because the corner is just allowing Burba there, I believe it was,
yeah.
right? Just allowing to get behind him. I mean, he's the only receiver running in that deep third, and for some reason the corner's just letting him get behind him.
They mark it right at the 50. I thought Burba got a few yards past the 50. But they'll take it. It's a first down, a gain of 21. As Sharp takes the snap on 1st and 10. Gives to Goen, stretching it to the right side. He's inside the 40 when he's taken down after a pickup of 13.
Coach Ferris sees it, and I'm seeing it too. When they're running that unbalanced look, the Rebels are not accounting for that extra gap. They're not shifting. It doesn't look like they're slanting even to the unbalance. And so that off-tackle play is wide open right now for the Tomcats.
They started from their own 27. They've got it down to the Rebels' 37. 10 minutes to go here in this third quarter. The Tomcats with first down and 10. Two receivers to the left. I look. Takes the snap. Sharp gives to Osborne, who just hits the deck.
Yeah.
Slipped on the grass. Immediately back up to his feet, but they'll lose a yard.
He was trying to make a little bit more there than what he needed to. If he'd have just stuck his nose up in the hole that they designed, where the play was designed to be ran, he probably would have picked up at least 3 or 4 yards there.
They picked up 35 yards on the first 4 plays here in this second half, averaging about 9.5 yards a play. 9.5 minutes to go here in this third quarter. Sharp back on the football. Takes a snap, rolls to his left, sets his feet and throws on the sideline. Pass is caught just shy of the sticks. Really? Another solid throw from Paul Sharp.
Yep. Absolutely right, Daniel. Really nice job there, and just a sprint out, roll out to his left, and just a simple hook route there by the receiver on the sideline.
Paul did Osborne.
Paul did a nice job of getting his shoulders turned and setting his feet and firing the football in there.
The ball spotted at the 29-yard line. The line to gain is the 27. It's 3rd down and 2. 8:45 to go. Wishbone look. Sharp takes the snap. Gives to Goen. And he's taken down short of the line to gain. I saw it too. One of those backs, I think it was Osborne, was leaning in the backfield. The flag comes in, a legal motion, and that'll back him up.
That's twice that's happened to them here. And, it's just one of those things. Running back gets a little bit too antsy and starts leaning forward. And once you get that momentum going, you really can't hide it from that official that's standing literally right behind him. So now you're going to have a 3rd and 7 instead of what was basically a 3rd and 2.
With 8 minutes and 20 seconds to go now in this third quarter, Tomcats trail by 2. They've got the football in Rebels territory. 3rd down and 7 from the 34. Sharp takes a snap. QB counter, gets it to the right side, and he is loose. And Paul Sharp is going to score from 34 yards out. Tomcats take the lead right back.
There's that QB counter you thought I was talking about before the half.
There you go. Paul Sharp from 34 yards out uses the legs again. I don't think the cramps are bothering him at all.
Nope. And again, he's certainly having a heck of a game. If he can just keep from cramping up and stay healthy, he presents all kinds of headaches.
Here comes your student body left.
Yep.
The 2-point conversion attempt to try to go up by 6. Sharp takes the snap, immediately throws into the flats. It is caught by going on the juggle. He's angling to the pylon. He's in. 2-point conversion is successful, and the Tomcats go back up by 6.
Yeah, that's the simplest version of that student body left, which is you just take the snap and throw it out to your running back, who's positioned behind the line and the tight end to that side. And they just, your line, and they just block, right? They just block man on man in front of him. And it's kind of a numbers game when you run that. It's a numbers game. You look at your numbers, and you usually have 3 different options, maybe 4 options out of that set. And you just look at the numbers, and wherever you have the advantage number-wise is typically where you're going to go with the football.
Tomcats get the lead right back to start this second half. It took them 3 minutes and 53 seconds to get back into the end zone. A Paul Sharp 34-yard QB counter for the touchdown, and he passes it into the flats. Trevor Goen, who bobbled it initially, Tad, came down with it, was able to keep his concentration and get into the end zone right at the pylon for the 2-point score. They go up by 6, so now if South Gallia is able to counter that and score, they will need to convert their 2-point conversion or their extra point to take the lead back.
Yep, and again, think about the kickoff return that was called back. Ultimately, that played into the Tomcats' favor because they ate up about 4 minutes of clock here to start the first half and still scored in the end to take the lead. And so, excellent start here for the Tomcats in the second half.
Kick is away. A little squibber bounces over the initial Rebel return man and fielded by Connor Winters. He's taken down at the 35-yard line.
Burb is having a really nice game, both all around, offensively, defensively. They're making the tackle and special teams. He showed up quite a few times here tonight.
8 minutes on the dot to go here in this third quarter. We got a lot of game left, Tad. It has been a fun one so far in Crown City. 22-16, Trimble with the lead. And they are on defense now. South Gallia back out onto the field, and it looks like Eli Sizemore is the quarterback. He's going to give. That is Wright taking it down the sideline. Lane Wright has been a very strong runner so far this evening. Wrestled down at midfield.
Yeah, he's going to be a challenge, no doubt, for the Tomcats for the rest of this game. Has been a challenge throughout the game, and they just got to figure a way to slow him down, get several players rallying to the football. It's going to take more than one guy more times than not, again, to make the tackle on that young man.
Eli Sizemore doing the play calling from the quarterback position. He takes the snap, pitches it out, and hit immediately in the backfield is Wright. He's taken down inside the 45, going to lose 6.
Yeah, great play there by number 64 for the Tomcats, Hunter Bykowski. Came right off the edge. It almost looks like that maybe was a play that the Tomcats have scouted and were ready for based on formation, because he came hard off the edge and was in the backfield almost before the ball was pitched.
Lane Wright picked up 15 on the previous play. He loses 5 on that first down play. It's 2nd down and 15. Sizemore takes a snap and gives it right back to him. Wright's able to pick up 3 of the 5 that he lost. It'll be 3rd down and 12. A massive play coming up for this Tomcats defense.
The previous play, those are the types of plays the Tomcats need to make to get the Rebels behind the chains and make them have to really work for the first down. Again, I said it at halftime, the Tomcats are going to have to get a few stops here to win this football game.
6 minutes, 45 seconds and counting. There's 12 seconds on the play clock. 3rd down and 12. Line to gain is the 40-yard line in Trimble territory. Sizemore takes a snap, takes a few steps to his right, throws, it is dropped. Wow. Caleb Frazee couldn't look it in, and it is 4th down.
Yeah, that was an excellent ball by the quarterback. Hit him right in the breadbasket. Receiver just wasn't able to pull it in, but he was definitely open. And it looks like the Rebels are going to bring the punt team out here, so as long as they do, in fact, punt, Tomcats defense has definitely done its job here in the first defensive series of the second half.
J.J. Snyder is the punter. Paul Sharp, the return man for the Tomcats. The snap is good, the kick is away, and the kick is good. An end-over-end kick that's going to roll inside the 10. Sharp finally falls on it, picks it up at the 7, and they do mark him down. A late whistle.
I thought Sharp he got back up on his feet before he picked the ball
So
up.
what happened there, folks, was Sharp hit the ground. For you folks listening on the radio, Sharp hit the ground. He kind of slipped to try to pick up the football, but as he picked up the football, it looked like his knees were off the ground, but the official said that his knees were on the ground when he picked it up, so they blew it dead. Sharp looked like he made a man miss and had some room to run, but they will blow the play dead and mark it all the way back at the 4-yard line.
Yeah, I really thought he got back to his feet before he possessed the football. but obviously the officials saw differently.
That field definitely a little slick as we get later into the evening. As you mentioned earlier, quite a bit of rain these past couple of days, and just naturally, surface gets a little wet as the night goes on. We've seen Osborne slip a couple of times. We've seen Goen slip once or twice for the Tomcats. And now Sharp on the return. 6:23 to go. The ball spotted at the 4. First down and 10. Sharp takes the snap. He's going to throw off his back foot. What a play. What a catch. Up across the line to gain. That ball was caught by number 33, Myron Hogsett.
Boy, this waggle bootleg action that the Tomcats have been using all night long, they've certainly had all kinds of options in the flats, deep, Sharp running the football. It's just, the Rebels are not defending that play well at all.
They picked up 15 to the 19-yard line. Paul Sharp has been solid throwing the football here this evening. Just a little floater off the back foot. Comes down in the hands of Hogsett. First down and 10. Wishbone look from the 19. Sharp takes the snap. He's going to give. That is Osborne working the right side up across the 20. Taking down a pickup of 4.
But how about that play call by Coach Ferris down in your own 4-yard line on first down? You've been running the ball pretty effectively, but you come out and run on first down a pass play, right? And it's a gutsy call, but it's also one of those plays where the defense wasn't expecting it, right? And so you take advantage of what the defense might be thinking you're going to do, and you do the opposite. And so, that's why he's such a great coach. Coach Ferris he knows the feel of a football game.
Ball at the 23. It is second down and 6. Sharp and the offense in wishbone formation. He takes the snap, going to give. That's Goen on the left side. Goen bounces it outside the hash marks, and he picks up the first down.
He has stiffed arm probably about 10 people tonight.
Maybe the whole defense.
Yes, he's running hard. There's no doubt.
Trevor Goen, hard-nosed running, gets it up to the 34-yard line. It's good for a first down and a gain of 11. And in the blink of an eye, Tad, we're under 4.5 minutes to go here in this third quarter. Exactly what Coach Ferris was hoping for here this evening and in this second half.
No doubt, Daniel.
22-16 our score. Trimble out in front. They've got the football first and 10 from their own 34. And I look with 2 to the right, unbalanced. Sharp takes the snap. He's going to give again to Goen, refusing to go down, and he's not going to have anywhere to go. Finally wrestled down in the backfield by 3 Rebels defenders. He loses maybe a half a yard based on the official spot.
It really doesn't look to me like the Rebels they're still not really shifting or anything to that unbalance. They're just overplaying it, okay? They know where the ball's going, it's probably going to go off tackle, and so the linebackers are reading it quickly and flowing to the football. Coach Ferris is eventually going to take advantage of that.
3.5 minutes to go, second down and 10. They mark it right back at the 34. Goen didn't lose any yards. Forward progress got him back to the line of scrimmage. Now they flip it, unbalanced, 2 to the left. Sharp takes the snap, counter, and he is finally taken down. The Rebels were able to counter the counter and take him down after a gain of 1.
I think they actually came out.
Oh, yeah, they mark it back at the 34 again. Looked like he got to the 35.
Forward, yeah. Knee must have came down before he fell forward there. So big third down here, but if the Tomcats don't get a first down here, at least they've gotten out of the end zone and they've given themselves the opportunity to play a little bit of a field position game here.
2 minutes and 40 seconds to go as the Tomcats get back on the football here in this third quarter. Third down and 10 from the 34. Sharp takes the snap, rolls to his right, sets his feet, throw over the middle is well short of Luke Osborne. And the Tomcats sideline wanting a flag. I'm not sure where they're wanting the flag at, but they're not going to get one, and it's fourth down.
He had the fullback in the flats again, but he had already decided that he was going to try to hit Osborne over the middle, dragging there, and it was probably something in the play call that was telling him to look there. but Osborne wasn't open, and it's probably a good thing that that ball was underthrown.
2 back deep to return for the Rebels as the kick is away. It'll be fielded at the 30. And the return starts there for Lane Wright up across the 40. He falls forward to the 46. A gain of 16 on the return. And the Rebels will take back over just shy of midfield. 2:22 to go.
Pretty close to where they were, where they punted from the last drive. So no real major shift in the field position.
Well, if nothing else, the Tomcats were able to wind a few more minutes off the clock there on that drive, and now they'll trust the defense again here in the final minutes of the third quarter. As, look at this, Tad, Hunter Wright back into the game at the quarterback spot for the Rebels. Hunter Wright was the quarterback in the game when they scored both of their touchdowns in the first half. Looking for a spark. He takes the snap and hands to Lane. Lane on the left side, up across midfield. Lane right inside the 40 and pushed out of bounds at the 32-yard line.
They've ran that play several times now. It's just kind of a sweep out of the shotgun that Wright's been able to get the corner, get the edge relatively easily. And the Tomcats have to find an answer to that.
First down and 10, they spotted officially at the 33. Lane Wright able to flip fields. The Rebels are moving. 2:15 to go. Wright stands in the shotgun. He takes the snap, going to give it right back to Lane. Lane working the left side once again. He barrels his way forward to the 31-yard line. Hit the deck hard, came up a little slow. Maybe lost a little bit of wind on the way up there.
Nice job there. I believe that was just an inside zone out of the shotgun, and Lane Wright saw that break back, which often happens in your zone blocking scheme, and so he read that very well off the center's block.
Second down and 5 after the pickup of 5 on the ground. Wright takes a snap, pitches it to Lane. Lane on the right side trying to push his way forward inside the hash, and he gets it to the 26, 5 yards further up the field. He gets it right back around the line of scrimmage. He might have lost a yard.
Yeah. Second time we've seen that quick little pitch play there, and neither time has it gone for much for the Rebels.
Now third down and 2 yards. Line to gain is the 24. They've got it at the 26. One man wide to the left. As Hunter Wright takes the snap, pulls it last second away from Lane, keeps it himself, and picks up the first.
Right there, he fell on that shoulder that he's been favoring, and he's going to come off the field. Or no,
I think he's just coming over to get the call.
Yep, you're right.
Just like Paul Sharp does for Trimble's offense. Hunter Wright over to the sideline just to get the next play call, as the rest of his offense waits at the 30-yard line for him in the huddle. They move it forward to the 22-yard line, picks up 4, and it's first down and 10 in the final 35 seconds of this third quarter. South Gallia trying to at least tie the game here on this drive. Hunter takes the snap and gives to Lane. Lane working left side. He is inside the 20, still on his feet, and finally pushed out of bounds. He never went down, had probably 5 Tomcats defenders hit him on the sideline, but just refused to go down, picks up 5.
Yeah, he's a strong runner.
19 and a half seconds to go now in this third quarter. They officially mark it at the 18. He picked up 4. And it'll be second down and medium. About 5 yards to go. 3 to the right. Hunter Wright takes the snap, keeping it himself, working to the left, right inside the 15 before being wrestled down. He was tackled on the sideline, and the South Gallia team waiting for the flag, and they don't get it.
The official thought about it. He was thinking about it, but he decided not to. It's kind of one of those things where both players were going out of bounds, and their momentum just kind of carried each other further out of bounds. I don't think Osborne was attempting to, do anything cheap there.
They pick up a couple to the 15. It's 3rd down and 2. Hunter Wright stands in the shotgun. He's got a running back to his right, going to give it to him. That is Lane Wright, and he's not going to pick it up. That's going to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Lane Wright stops short. It'll be 4th down and 1 on the first play of the 4th quarter. When we return, Trimble with a 6-point lead headed to the final frame.
Discover your future at Tri-County Career Center.
Hello, I'm Chief Barber from the Nelsonville Division of Fire here in Nelsonville, Ohio. We're here to briefly talk about the basket program we have here in the city of Nelsonville. Back in 1948, the basket program started to help 14 needy families. 2025 marks the 77th year of the basket program. This is a collaborative effort between our fire department and the York Township Volunteer Fire Department. That's about 2.5 miles from our station. This year, we aim to help over 200 needy families in the community, and every contribution for this program helps.
It takes determination to create a successful business. It's never easy, but always worth it. It takes making a leap of faith. It takes patience.
That we can take care of our shared community of people that need support.
And late nights to reinvest in a startup. But it also takes asking for guidance from dependable people. All to turn a dream into a reality. People's Bank, working together, building success.
Of the 4th quarter here from South Gallia, 12 minutes remain in this opening round matchup between the Trimble Tomcats and the South Gallia Rebels. Daniel Barnard alongside Tad Steinbrink. And Tad, one of the biggest plays of the game is going to happen to start this 4th quarter. 4th down and 2 for the Rebels. They trail by 6. It is 22-16 Trimble. They have 8 points here in the second half due to the Tomcats. The only 8 points of the half. They trailed by 2 to start the 3rd quarter. Now lead by 6. Both teams ready to go. One receiver to the left. Wright takes the snap. Going to give the Lane. Lane has a lane. He's into the end zone for the 2nd time tonight. And the South Gallia Rebels on the first play of the 4th quarter have tied this ball game.
Nothing fancy, just a simple off-tackle run play there and kicked out the edge defender. And Lane, as you said, found the lane and put it in the end zone. And the Rebels are able to answer here to start the 4th quarter. And obviously that's a huge play for both teams, and certainly more so for the Rebels getting the points on the board.
Now they're going to go for 2 to try and take the lead. It is already tied, 22 apiece. Hunter Wright lines up, pitches it. Lane Wright on the right side, trying to get to the end zone. He is going to be pushed short.
Wow.
He did not get in, and this game remains tied.
Man, that just become a scrum there at the end. And both guys, they were just pushing both ways. And I think the official, the momentum had basically come to a stop there, and both teams were just kind of pushing on each other. And I think the official, they're going to stick to it. So we got a tie football game, folks, here in the 4th quarter.
We are 36 minutes and some change into this ball game, and we are starting over. Square one, 22-22 here in South Gallia. We'll step aside.
Roving reporter here. Excuse me, ma'am.
Hello, I'm Chief Barber from the Nelsonville Division of Fire here in Nelsonville, Ohio. We're here to briefly talk about the basket program we have here in the city of Nelsonville. Back in 1948, the basket program started to help 14 needy families. 2025 marks the 77th year of the basket program. This is a collaborative effort between our fire department and the York Township Volunteer Fire Department. That's about 2.5 miles from our station. This year, we aim to help over 200 needy families in the community, and every contribution for this program helps.
It takes determination to create a successful business. It's never easy.
Here in this ball game, Lane Wright punches in his 2nd touchdown of the evening. His brother Hunter Wright with the other It is 22-22. Trimble awaits the kickoff. They'll get the football back. But once again, we've talked about it several times tonight. I think if you told head coach Phil Ferris that you're going to be tied with 12 minutes to go, he's absolutely saying yes 10 times over.
Yeah.
The kick is away. It hits off one of the up men and falls to the ground. Luckily, Trevor going there to fall on the football at the 40-yard line. It hit off two Tomcats there.
Yep.
It was a line drive kick right at one of the up men. Hit off of his shoulder.
And then it hit off Braylon Malloy.
Yeah, he tried to catch it, just couldn't catch it, fell to the ground, and Trevor going there to fall on it. So all things considered, even though a couple of hearts might have sank right there, the Tomcats start with good field position at the 40-yard line.
Excellent field position. So, again, Tomcats just need to come out here and just continue to do what they did the last drive and, just continue, or at least the last scoring drive, and continue to, it looks like they're going to come right back to this unbalanced look out of the eye.
Two to the right as Sharp takes the snap. Going to give the go in, trying to work that right side again, and he is wrestled down at the line of scrimmage.
It's a couple times now we've seen these Tomcats try to bounce that play, and I just prefer to see them just barreled up in there and get what they can out of it, rather than trying to make it into.
It was there. It was there for the first 3.5 quarters, but this Rebels defense has started to catch on. They have started to make the adjustments and figure out that play, that stretch play to the right or the left, whichever direction they end up going in the unbalanced look. Trevor going taken down for no gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10. We are 1 minute into this fourth quarter. If you're just now tuning in, a tied ball game here in Region 27, the opening round between Trimble and South Gallia. On 2nd and 10, Sharp is going to hand, I believe it was Osborne, right up the middle. He gets to about the 46, picks up 6.
So what Coach Ferris is doing right now out of that I backfield is sometimes he's coming up in the unbalanced look, and sometimes he's coming up in just a balanced look with the tight end to the typical side that he's on, away from the receivers. And they're rushing up to the line sometimes, and so it's making it difficult for the Rebels to figure out which one it is that they're coming up, whether it's unbalanced or balanced. And it's causing them some confusion, and the Tomcats can continue to do that, I think, as long as they just want to pour it up inside.
Here we go. 3rd down and 4 from the Rebels, or from the Tomcats, 46. Sharp takes a snap, rolls to his right, pass on the sideline will fall incomplete.
Paul had the edge there. I almost thought he might just pull that ball down and take off running. But he chose to try to throw it to the sidelines. It was a tough throw.
So now a big decision here, Tad.
Yeah, they're going to punt.
And they are going to punt. With 10 minutes and 12 seconds to go, it's 4th down and 4 from their own 46. And the punt team is out for the Tomcats. 2 back deep to return for the Rebels. The snap was skipped to the punter, and he still gets it away. A beauty. Inside the 15, it's picked up. And angling to the sideline and out of bounds goes Lane Wright across the 25.
Flag way back, but I believe.
At the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, well, I think the official just couldn't throw it that far. He saw a block way up the field from where he was at, probably a block in the back or something along those lines. Illegal touch. Hang on, what?
It looks like it's going to go on the Tomcats.
Illegal substitution. Okay, I thought I heard him say illegal touch. Both teams are kind of scrambling around. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, okay, yes. It's against the Rebels. He's pointing the wrong way. The Rebels were having trouble. They couldn't figure out getting guys in and off the field there for the punt. They were not ready for that ball to be punted. And so they had guys running on and off the field. And unless they changed their mind again.
Well, Lane Wright ran out of bounds at the 27-ish yard line, and they're marching this ball forward.
I don't understand what is going on here. How can it be the runner was tackled way back there, right?
He wasn't even tackled. He just ran out of bounds on his own inside the 30. Well, we're trying to get this all sorted out here down on the field, folks. We have no idea what's going on. And now they're going to call the flag again, and they're going to stop, and they're going to look around.
Substitution, which they need to talk to Coach Ferris, because that could potentially put the Tomcats where they could take that penalty.
Yeah, it's first down for the Tomcats.
Yes.
That'd be a 5-yard penalty and a first down for Trimble. Because that is a pre-snap penalty.
Yeah, because I thought in the end that the Rebels they got the correct number of players on the field.
So now this ball should not be where it's at right now on the 39. It should be way back at the 49-yard line in Trimble territory. Or it should be at the 49-yard line in South Gallia territory, just across midfield, because the line of scrimmage was at the 46.
Yes. Yeah, everything you're saying is right.
So
Daniel.
I am not sure at all why the ball is at the 39.
That is not that's not a 50. That'd be almost what? 10?
That's 10 extra yards.
15-yard penalty, 20.
It's not a 15-yard penalty, it's a 5-yard penalty.
And I don't know why.
But the Tomcats are lining up at the 39-yard line.
Wouldn't you? That's not their mistake. I don't know why if I was the Rebels.
Oh, here we go. First and 10 as Sharp hands to Goen. Goen using the right side, and he is spinning off of tackles. He's got a first down inside the 30. Well, that play is history, and the Tomcats are moving with the football.
Wow. Maybe we'll have to go back and look at the rules at how many yardage that penalty is, in fact. But I don't know. That math just didn't seem to be right. But we could be wrong on that, folks. So we apologize if we are. Nonetheless,
it seems like we are. But if it was a 5-yard penalty, then the ball should have been 10 yards further back from where it was. But they mark it at the 39, and the Tomcats pick up 14 yards on first down and 10. It's first and 10 from the 25 now.
Either way, what a huge penalty to give the Tomcats the ball back here.
Massive. I look 2 to the right. Sharp under center, takes the snap, going to give on the left side. A crease inside the 10, the 5. Luke Osborne angling to the pylon. He is stopped just short of the goal line. It's going to be first down and goal from the 1.
Wow, what a huge penalty. Tomcats are sitting pretty right now on the 1-yard line. Just a simple off-tackle play there for Osborne. He was into the second level without even being touched.
Luke Osborne picks up 24, and it's first and goal from 1 yard out. The Tomcats looking to take the lead with just under 10 minutes to go here in this ball game. Same look, unbalanced, 2 to the right. I look. Sharp takes a snap, QB sneak, and he is in. Touchdown Tomcats.
Yep, just a simple sneak, right? Paul Sharp again, just using his legs there. Nothing fancy. Nice job by the interior offensive line, getting after it. Marcus Cable there. He's made a couple nice defensive plays too tonight, getting off the football. So what a turn of events for the Tomcats, being able to get the ball back after the penalty, and then obviously convert with the touchdown here. And now the Tomcats are sitting pretty with 9:42 remaining in the game. They're going to be going for 2 here, obviously.
Can they make this a full 1-possession game and go up by 8 points with 9:42 to go in the ball game? They don't line up with that student body wide look. It's the unbalanced look with 2 to the right, I formation. Sharp takes the snap, gonna give right up the gut, not gonna get there. The Rebels make the stop on the 2-point conversion, but the Tomcats retake the lead. They go up by 6 after an illegal substitution penalty on 4th down keeps them on the field. Tomcats have control here in the final 10 minutes.
Wendy's new French toast sticks are so delicious, some are saying that they're better than their mom's breakfast.
Excuse me, did you just say Wendy's new French toast sticks are better than my breakfast?
I'm Chief Barber from the Nelsonville Division of Fire here in Nelsonville, Ohio. We're here to briefly talk about the basket program we have here in the city of Nelsonville. Back in 1948, the basket program started to help 14 needy families. 2025 marks the 77th year of the basket program. This is a collaborative effort between our fire department and the York Township Volunteer Fire Department. That's about 2.5 miles from our station. This year, we aim to help over 200 needy families in the community, and every contribution for this program helps.
He's upset. What happened there on the two-point conversion, Paul Sharp went with a hard count, and it did look like the Rebels jumped. I don't know if they jumped forward enough to get into the neutral zone, but so no flag was thrown. Obviously, Coach Ferris thought that there should have been a flag thrown. But nonetheless, the Tomcats are going to go here with 9:42 remaining in the fourth quarter. Got a 6-point lead here in the first round of the state playoffs.
And we do have a score update from Buckeye Valley, and it's only gotten uglier for the Bulldogs. They now trail 35-13 in the second half up in Delaware against Buckeye Valley. Not looking good for the Bulldogs, as it appears their season might be winding down here in the first round of the playoffs. As for this one, we are nowhere close to over. A 6-point game with 9:42 to go, as the kick away from the Tomcats will be fielded at the 40, and that is where South Gallia will take over. Same exact spot that Trimble took over just a few moments ago, just on the other side of the field.
Yeah, but Tomcats all game long, they've been squibbing the football, and they've just not been able to find a gap to get through to get it to that third level. I'm sure they want to see that ball go a little bit further than that.
Oh, an offense that has looked good for the most part here tonight. South Gallia back out onto the field. They have struggled with a couple of dropped passes, but the run game has looked outstanding with Lane Wright, and they're going to go to him on the first down and 10 play. He is taken down in the backfield. Spoke too soon, loses 2. Second down and long coming up.
They're making, the Tomcats defensively are making some kind of adjustment to that sweep play that's been very effective so far for the Rebels. It looks like they're adjusting and bringing their strong safety down, or at least up more, to play that instead of and bringing their free safety over top of the second receiver.
Just over 9 minutes to go now. Second down and 11. Hunter Wright takes a snap, gives to Lane on the left side. He pushes his way forward up across the original line of scrimmage, picks up 2. It's going to be third down and long. And at this point, at this part of the field, if you don't pick up more than 5 or so yards, you might be punting right here if you're South Gallia.
Yeah. 8:43 and counting left. Still plenty of time in the football game. You don't necessarily have to go for it on a fourth down situation.
And the punt game has been solid so far for the Rebels, worth noting. On 3rd and 8, Hunter Wright takes the snap. Did we get a false start? It looked like this receiver on our end started early, but the official on the far side threw the flag.
Yeah, he already signaled false start on the Rebels.
The receiver on our side of the field was J.J. Snyder. It looked like he started a half second early, but like I said, the official on the far side threw it. A false start for South Gallia. Back them up 5. It'll be third down and 13 now.
Obvious pass situation. Tomcats are going to bring in a little bit more speed on the defensive line, try to get after the quarterback. Again, the Tomcats have struggled in their secondary this season.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Man in motion on the line of scrimmage. And they started early again. No flags come in this time as Wright sets his feet, throws deep. Down the right sideline, Osborne there in coverage.
Wow.
He tipped it, the receiver tipped it, and it fell to the ground.
Both guys could have caught that football. Ooh, boy, that was scary both ways.
Caleb Frazee had a walk-in touchdown if he was able to come down with that on the deflection. Instead, it falls to the grass, and it is 4th down and 13. Did you see what I saw at the beginning of that play? Because it looked like some of these players near us started early. I just want to make sure I'm not seeing things.
I wasn't watching that closely. I was looking at the secondary more so.
Well, the punt team is out for the Rebels. Back deep to return is Sharp. The snap, the kick is away, spiraled kick. It lands at the 30. Sharp just going to get away from it. It'll roll dead at the 23-yard line with 7:55 to go. The Rebels thought that the football hit off Sharp's foot, The officials say no, it's Tomcats football.
Yeah. It was somewhat close, but it clearly did not touch his foot. So great job by the Tomcats defense there to get the stop, give the ball back to their offense. Boy, with 7:55 left in this football game, this is right where Coach Ferris wants this game right now. Putting the ball in Paul Sharp's hands, and I'm sure they're going to lean heavily on those running backs here in this series and try to work this clock as much as they possibly can.
Last year, Trimble beat Fisher Catholic in the first round 28-7. This year, they lead over South Gallia with just under 8 minutes to go, 28-22. Sharp takes the snap, going to give to Goen on the right side. Goen, once again, refusing to go down. Forward progress ruled dead after a 1-yard pickup. The clock will run. A full 40 seconds on the play clock. Gotta imagine they use every second.
Oh, yeah. Yep, no doubt. Again, 7:30 left in the game. That's still plenty of time for all kinds of things to happen in a football game as great as this one. And so Coach Ferris, again, he ultimately wants to have a long drive here to eat up as much of this clock as he can. If they score, that's wonderful. Obviously, that would pretty much probably put an end to the football game. But if they don't score, at least eat up 4 or 5 minutes of this clock.
They snap it with 4 seconds on the play clock. Sharp rolling to his right, stumbling forward after being tripped. He picks up another yard or so. The clock will continue to run. That'll be 3rd down and long.
Big 3rd down here. You're going to punt. If it's any kind of 4th down situation, you're going to punt. You're just not close enough to midfield. Defense did a good job the last series, so you can count on, hopefully you can count on them to go out there and get another stop.
The South Gallia defense has given up 26 points per game this year. Trimble's got 28. The difference has been the offense for South Gallia. They have been held, for their standards, pretty quiet so far tonight. As on 3rd down, the give goes to Osborne, and Osborne got tripped in the backfield and hit the deck. Just over 6 minutes to go now. They'll be able to wind the clock down to 6.5 minutes, but the Tomcats are going to have to punt it away.
Yeah, I don't know if he tripped or if he just slipped there, but he definitely had a hole and potential to pick up the 1st down there, but just wasn't able to keep his feet. So the Tomcats are going to have to punt. You want a clean operation here. Clean snap, clean punt, good coverage. Let your defense play.
1 deep to return for the Rebels. The snap a little high, brought down. The kick is away. Another good one, Tad.
Real good one.
Down inside the 35 is where it'll bounce. Lane Wright picks it up at the 25 and brings it back upfield. He's across the 40, still on his feet, out of bounds.
Wow.
Across the 45-yard line.
He just tippy-toed all the way up the sidelines there for an extra 15 yards or so. Tomcat defenders were trying to knock him out of bounds, but he wasn't cooperating.
And I said they're going to be able to wind it down to 6.5 minutes. I meant 5.5 minutes. There's 5 minutes and 26 seconds on the clock now as South Gallia takes over. Each team has 3 timeouts to go. We are getting into crunch time here this evening.
There's a Tomcat down on the sidelines, I believe.
And we will take a timeout with them right here on Pure Rock 105.
It takes determination to create a successful business. It's never easy, but always worth it. It takes making a leap of faith. It takes patience and late nights to reinvest in a startup. But it also takes asking for guidance from dependable people. All to turn a dream into a reality. People's Bank. Working together, building success.
Important. Only at Donato's on East State Street in Athens.
Hunters, land managers, and deer enthusiasts, get ready to supercharge your herd with apple-infused.
Tri-County Career Center helps students build real skills for real careers. For adults, career development and certification programs can help you reskill, upskill, or start something new fast. High school juniors and seniors can jumpstart their futures with hands-on training in healthcare, construction, media, and more. And of course, there's always fun to be had too. Visit tricounty.cc today.
Lunch, from hot, tasty breakfast sandwiches to delicious lunch specials, they've got something for every craving. Swing by.
Tri-County Career Center helps students build real skills for real careers. For adults, career development and certification programs can help you reskill, upskill, or start something new fast. High school juniors and seniors can jumpstart their futures with hands-on training in healthcare, construction, media, and more. And of course, there's always fun to be had too. Visit tricounty.cc today.
We still have the player down on the sidelines there. We are pretty certain it's a Trimble player, but we're on the opposite side of the football field, and we can't make out any kind of football number. But it must be. It looks like he's getting up, Daniel.
Good to see on that Trimble sideline. And everybody was down on a knee out of respect.
Yeah, it could have potentially been just somebody on the sidelines, standing on the sidelines, because there were several players, flying out of bounds, and you see that quite often in football where, just spectators or just, people on the sidelines observing the football game, just, they get clipped with those players flying out of bounds sometimes.
Well, all this before the first down play for South Gallia. It's a good time to look back at some scores in Region 27 as Trimble now trickles onto the field. The closest game at the halftime break was Bishop Rosecrans in Conotton Valley. It was 21-20 Bishop Rosecrans. In the second half, Conotton Valley has taken over that game. They lead 50-34 in the third quarter. That's just one of your updates. We'll get to some more as we wind down here in this one. 5:26 to go. 6-point game, whistles blow here pre-snap. Timeout called by Trimble. So I'll keep continuing on with our score updates. Headed down to the 10-7 game. Lucas and Strasburg Franklin was 21-0 at halftime in favor of Strasburg Franklin. It's now 28-14. Strasburg Franklin, that game in the fourth quarter. And as I said at halftime, Danville on the road at Steubenville Catholic Central. They were up 40-0 at halftime in that one, Tad. And that score is now, as it loads, 54-0, and that game is final. So Danville will move on to face Fisher Catholic next year. That is confirmed.
Next week.
Did I say next year?
Yeah.
Next week. I apologize. So next week, it'll be Danville at Fisher Catholic. Once again, the winner of this one will take on Sims Valley next week.
So, yeah.
And here we go. First down and 10 from the 45.
The Rebels came out in a look there that Trimble's trying to adjust to.
And now on first and 10, Wright takes the snap. Hunter keeping it himself up to about midfield before being taken down. That's right where they'll mark it. A pickup of 5 clock runs under 5:15 to go.
They were in the same formation there before the timeout. Coach Ferris and his defensive staff obviously didn't like what they saw as far as how the Tomcats were aligning to it, and probably smartly took the timeout. They obviously made some adjustments in that timeout. Rebels were still able to pick up a pretty good gain there on first down.
Second down and 5. We're under 5 minutes to go. 10 seconds on the play clock. Hunter Wright stands in the shotgun. He takes the snap. His lane goes in motion. Going to give to the running back. That is Connor Winters inside the 35-yard line. Finally wrestled down at the 31. He picks up 19.
Ran a counter play there, and the linebackers didn't read their keys and flow to where I thought I saw a guard pulling on that play. And there just was nobody in that off-tackle gap there. No linebacker to fill the gap.
A 6-point game under 4.5 minutes to go. The winner takes on Sims Valley. South Gallia trails by 6. They're driving. Hunter Wright takes a snap, keeps it himself, slips in the backfield, and goes down at the line of scrimmage.
I get a sneaky suspicion this is going to come down to a 2-point conversion.
I would guess that you are correct. If South Gallia is able to punch this ball into the end zone on this drive, we haven't seen an extra point yet
tonight. We haven't seen either team bring out an extra point.
So we would imagine that they would go for 2 again. But we will see. Only time will tell. 3 minutes and 45 seconds to go. Trimble with 2 timeouts. South Gallia with all 3 in their back pocket. 2nd and 10. Hunter Wright takes the snap, gives to Lane. Lane trying to get to the right side. He's hit in the backfield and wrestled down. The clock continues to run. He did not get out of bounds.
And lost 3 or 4 yards there, I think.
Yeah, they're going to mark him at the 33, so he loses 2.
Really nice job right now by the Trimble defense after that long running play on the counter. They've stiffened up here. Obviously, four down situation for the Rebels. It looks like they're going to call timeout.
Yep, we get a timeout called by South Gallia before this 3rd down and 12 play. With 3 minutes and 9 seconds remaining, it is coming right down to it, folks, here from Crown City. 28-22, Trimble with the lead. What do you expect this play call to be coming out of the timeout?
Boy, I mean,
what do you expect to see?
Yeah, it's hard to think of any play other than getting into your running back right. You know, give it to that running back.
4 down territory. I don't hate that.
Yeah, and somehow, some way, he should have the ball in his hands because he's certainly been their most effective offensive player tonight. But it's also a situation where if you got some kind of screen, some type of little gadget thing that you could do that you feel very comfortable with, that you've ran effectively in practice or in games before, you might see something like that as well. Because
Tad, as I stand here and think about it, I don't know that we've seen a completed pass all night from South Gallia. I can't think off the top of my head. We've had a couple dropped.
Well,
I don't know that we've seen one completed.
If my brother wasn't a quitter and we had a statistician here, no, I'm just joking. Yeah, we definitely. I can't think of one offhand, off the top of my head.
I can remember the drop over here across the middle of the field.
Obviously, the interception was the first pass play.
There's an interception, that tipped ball down here on the sideline a few minutes ago.
No, the other quarterback did complete it. I think
he did. Yes, he did to Lane Wright in that first half. On 3rd and 10, Hunter Wright keeping it himself, rolling to the left. He gets up across the line of scrimmage. There's a flag down. He's wrestled down short of the line to gain.
I think a hold on the edge there, I believe. And this is going to be interesting for Coach Ferris. Do you take the hold and
absolutely
3rd and that'd make it what from there? 3rd and probably, I don't know, 18, 17, 18.
I think you absolutely take it because it's 4 down.
Or 4th and 7.
Because it's 4 down territory, and I think he honestly got 5 or 6 yards on that play there, Tad. I don't know where they're officially spotting it.
The ball's about a yard and a half ahead of the flag.
That is about 5 or 6 yards. I think they take it.
Yeah, they're taking it.
Yeah.
Probably the right decision.
Back it up a little further because you know that this running back Lane Wright can pick up 5-6 yards just like that, right? So you back him up a little further, get him behind the chains here on 3rd down. We'll do it again. It is 3rd down and 19 from the 39-yard line. Each team has 2 timeouts and the clock is running.
So if you're the Rebels, you want to pick up, try to pick up a chunk play here of at least 10 yards to give yourself a reasonable opportunity on 4th down.
And I think it's 4 down territory regardless, just because they're across midfield, even though they do have the 2 timeouts. 3rd and 19. Hunter Wright takes the snap, looking to throw. That's actually Eli Sizemore into the game. He throws, the pass is caught. What a catch by Lane Wright down at the 35-yard line. But they only picked up about 4 yards there, Tad.
Yep.
They picked up 5. They mark it at the 34. A great catch from Lane Wright, but only 5 yards to show for it. There's 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go now in the ball game.
And counting. This could be the play of the game right here.
This is the play of the game.
Yeah.
No doubt about it to this point. Trimble trying to stand tall. Each team 2 timeouts, just over 2 minutes to go. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, and a timeout now going to be called by South Gallia. So now they only have 1 remaining, staring down the barrel of a 4th and 14 with just over 120 seconds to go.
Yeah, that's still a good timeout by Coach Morrow. With 2 minutes remaining, you still have plenty of time with the ball on the 34-yard line. You still have plenty of time. The most important thing here, obviously, is to get the 1st down. And so you want to think about it, figure out what's going to be your best play to go with here. Again, the Trimble Tomcats secondary has had its trials and tribulations this season, but they've certainly played well this game. There's no doubt about it. Their secondary has stepped up in this game. They've just had a little bit more difficulty stopping the run, in particular Lane Wright, and the quarterback, both Wrights, the Wright brothers. So, again, this is prototypical Phil Ferris coaching football, man. He just finds a way, and the Tomcats, they are so daggone scrappy. Every year, it seems like they find a way to get these big wins in these situations like this.
South Gallia would still have a chance to get the football back if they don't pick this up. There would just be very little time left. On 4th down, Wright. Sizemore looking to throw. He's taken down in the backfield.
Marcus Cable, man, he has had one heck of a game on both sides of the line. And now
Trimble gets the football back after Marcus Cable sacks Eli Sizemore, and the Tomcats can smell it in Crown City.
Wow. He fought through 2 blockers there, split the double team, was able to shed it, and the quarterback had quite a bit of time. He was trying to find a receiver deep. Give all the credit also to the secondary. Great coverage in the secondary there. Quarterback couldn't find a receiver. Cable just finally was able to break free and break through and make the big sack. And now with exactly 2 minutes remaining in the football game, the Tomcats can pretty much milk this all the way down.
The Tomcats, I believe, did just call a timeout, too.
Mm-hmm.
So they have 1 remaining. Each team has 1 remaining. If you're doing the math, about 5 seconds each play, that's 15 seconds. You get 1 timeout in there from South Gallia, and then about 80 seconds come off the clock with 2 other plays. You're looking at about 95 to 100 seconds coming off the clock here if Trimble's not pick up the first down, which is about 20 seconds to go. So South Gallia, it's nothing short of a miracle if they are able to do anything and come back in this game, unless they're able to force a fumble. But 2 hands on the football here for Trimble. They have it on their own 39. 28-22, Tomcats with the lead. Once again, each team with 1 timeout. Here we go, wishbone look for the Tomcats. Back to the roots. Osborne takes the first down carry, angling to the outside. Osborne's going to pick it up, and he goes out of bounds.
Yeah, it's just one of those situations. Again, he's young, but ideally what you want is once he picks up that first down is just to slide down, game's over. But he went out of bounds.
So it's enough for the first down. 8 seconds come off the clock. Still valuable and precious seconds that they're able to run down. The ball spotted at the 41-yard line. It's a pickup of 20 for Luke Osborne.
Boy, South Gallia, understandably, they're pretty shook right now.
They are stunned.
Yeah.
They are stunned here in Crown City. 3-score favorites coming into the ball game. Sharp takes the snap on 1st and 10. It's Osborne cutting through the seam again, and now he slides down just shy of the marker, but he does slide down, stays in bounds. Yes. Timeout called by South Gallia with 1:43 to go.
Very nice job there by Osborne. You know, it wasn't worth the risk of trying to pick up that extra couple yards there to get the first down. Just go down, eat the clock. You know, the ball game's pretty much over, barring, you know, something crazy happening here with a fumbled snap or something along those lines. So, good decision there by Osborne to get down. And I'm almost afraid to say it. I don't want to jinx it. Just don't say it. Yes, that's right. I'm not going to say it, Daniel.
There you go. There you go. It's 2nd down and 3. Ball spotted at the 34-yard line. 1:43 seconds to go here in the ball game. If Trimble were to pick up the first down, all they would need is clean snaps and a kneel. Clean snaps and a kneel down is all that they would need, a couple of them, to write an end to this first-round matchup. Sharp has been under center pretty much the whole season with the wishbone look. And they're going right back to the wishbone here on 2nd and 3. trying to ice this game. Sharp takes the snap, gives to Osborne, who is hit in the backfield and taken down at the 37-yard line.
That was dangerous there. A Rebel, and I didn't catch the number, but he shot the gap, timed the snap perfectly, and he was in the backfield, and that ball, he almost hit the ball carrier before the ball was handed off.
At the 37-yard line. The clock runs 20 seconds on the play clock. They'll be able to take it down to 55 seconds before they have to snap it again. Can you imagine about 5 seconds for the play and 40 more seconds? At best, South Gallia gets his football back with around 5 seconds to go, unless Phil Ferris wants to run around in the backfield a little bit and waste a few more seconds.
They got him to jump. It's going to put him, it's not going to give him a first down, but it's going to put him right back up there. We're third and about 1 or 2.
Now, does this reset the play clock? That's my question, or is it at 25 seconds?
Yeah, that's right. It's a defensive penalty. The play clock resets.
There's 54 seconds on the clock. It's going to be 3rd down and 1. And there's going to be a timeout called by Trimble.
I could be wrong on that. I would have to go back and look at the rule book, but
because I would imagine the clock would have kept running there. In that situation, it wouldn't have stopped with the defensive penalty.
Yeah. Well, the penalty was accepted, so that's why it stopped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, Coach Ferris uses that was their last timeout, Tomcats' last timeout here.
No timeouts for either team left now in this ball game.
And you're 3rd down and about 1. I don't know, maybe you just go with the quarterback sneak here. That way you don't have to worry about, handoff.
We saw it for the touchdown. We saw the QB sneak for the touchdown on the Tomcats' last scoring possession. Paul Sharp able to get in to take the lead.
You got 2 downs to get a first down here. You're going to go for it on 4th down as long as you don't lose your yards.
No doubt.
Well, you're going to go for it because, heck, you're almost inside the 35-yard line right now.
Regardless of if you get it or not, it's going to be a very, very long field for South Gallia if they were to get the football back. So now on 3rd down and 1 from the 34. A first down pretty much ends it. They'd have to do one more snap. Wishbone look. Sharp, QB sneak, pushes forward. He's got the first down. Trimble is going to win this game on the road in Crown City.
And congratulations to the Trimble Tomcats fans. You get to watch Phil Ferris coach another football game. That's the best news right there.
You're playing for next week.
Yeah.
And the Tomcats were able to sneak out of here with a victory on the road as 3-score underdogs. Unbelievable performance all the way around. It's just going to take one more kneel down for the Tomcats as they all keep eyes on the play clock. 7 seconds. They snap it early. The kneel is down. The game is over. Trimble sets up a date with Sims Valley next Friday night at 7 p.m. How about that? They win it 28-22. We will step aside and be right back to wrap this one up from Crown City. The Tomcats moving on.
Buckbone Builder from Big Rat Feed. Buckbone Builder delivers the essential minerals and nutrients your deer craves for bigger racks, stronger bodies, and better overall health. Whether you're
Athens County football fans, Tuesday nights just got even better. It's the Athens County High School Football Coaches Show, live from the Gem Sports Bar, presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store on Pure Rock 105 WXTQ. Every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Join us as we talk from coaches from across Athens County about Friday night matchups, highlight the athletes making big plays, and give you the inside scoop on high school football all season long. Be part of the action and watch the show live at the Gem Sports Bar. Enjoy great food, cold drinks, and connect with fellow fans, players, and coaches. And if you can't make it in person, tune in each week to catch every interview, preview, and highlight as Athens County High School football takes center stage. The Athens County High School Football Coaches Show, Tuesdays at 6 from the Gem Sports Bar, proudly presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store. A special thanks to our additional sponsors, McFadden Insurance, Tri-County Career Center, Century Farm Market, Hocking Valley Motors, and David White Services.
I'm Chief Barber from the Nelsonville Division of Fire here in Nelsonville, Ohio. We're here to briefly talk about the basket program we have here in the city of Nelsonville. Back in 1948, the basket program started to help 14 needy families. 2025 marks the 77th year of the basket program. This is a collaborative effort between our fire department and the York Township Volunteer Fire Department. That's about 2.5 miles from our station. This year, we aim to help over 200 needy families in the community, and every contribution for this program helps.
It takes determination to create a successful business. It's never easy, but always worth it. It takes making a leap of faith. It takes patience and late nights to reinvest in a startup. But it also takes asking for guidance from dependable people. All to turn a dream into a reality. People's Bank. Working together, building success.
Tri-County Career Center helps students build real skills for real careers. For adults, career development and certification programs can help you reskill, upskill, or start something new fast. High school juniors and seniors can jumpstart their futures with hands-on training in healthcare, construction, media, and more. And of course, there's always fun to be had too. Visit tricounty.cc today.
Athens County football fans, Tuesday nights just got even better. It's the Athens County High School Football Coaches Show, live from the Gem Sports Bar, presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store on Pure Rock 105 WXTQ. Every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Join us as we talk from coaches from across Athens County about Friday night matchups, highlight the athletes making big plays, and give you the inside scoop on high school football all season long. Be part of the action and watch the show live at the Gem Sports Bar. Enjoy great food, cold drinks, and connect with fellow fans, players, and coaches. And if you can't make it in person, tune in each week to catch every interview, preview, and highlight as Athens County High School football takes center stage. The Athens County High School Football Coaches Show, Tuesdays at 6 from the Gem Sports Bar, proudly presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store. A special thanks to our additional sponsors, McFadden Insurance, Tri-County Career Center, Century Farm Market, Hocking Valley Motors, and David White Services.
I'm Chief Barber from the Nelsonville Division of Fire here in Nelsonville, Ohio. We're here to briefly talk about the basket program we have here in the city of Nelsonville. Back in 1948, the basket program started to help 14 needy families. 2025 marks the 77th year of the basket program. This is a collaborative effort between our fire department and the York Township Volunteer Fire Department. That's about 2.5 miles from our station.
Now from Crown City, where the Trimble Tomcats upset the South Gallia Rebels 28-22. Phil Fairs lives to coach another week. He sees another week in Southeastern Ohio football. Trimble sets up a date now with Sims Valley next week, a Sims Valley team that lost to South Gallia last week, 38-36. They will not have to see the Rebels again. Instead, they will see the Tomcats, and
team that they're very familiar with in the playoffs.
Yes, they are.
Sims Valley have played each other many times, it seems like, in the playoffs.
Yes, they are. And these are two teams out here tonight, Trimble and South Gallia, that are very familiar with each other. They had faced off 13 times in their history coming into tonight. Trimble had won all 13 of them, now 14-0 for Phil Fairs against South Gallia, dating back to 2010, a very recent 14 games between these two squads, a lot of them coming in TVC Hocking play. South Gallia was in the TVC Hocking up through the 2022 season before they switched conferences, but now these two foes get back together, and it's a lot of the same. It's Trimble taking it on the road 28-22.
You just had the sense coming in tonight that Coach Fair still had something up his sleeve, right? He still had, it kind of set up perfectly for the Tomcats in that they were facing a team that had struggled defensively. Tomcats have struggled offensively this year, but you knew that Coach Ferris was going to be able to do some of the things that they normally have been able to do in the past, which is that ground attack, that ground and pound, off-tackle plays in particular. And then the other thing that they presented tonight was Paul Sharp's legs, right?
Absolutely
unbelievable.
unbelievable.
The first half was big, and that it just played out perfect it's like the script had been written for Coach Ferris, how this game played out. And give a ton of credit to the defense, to the Tomcat defense in the second half. They got the stops that they needed to get, right, and held them to 6 points. Yeah, held them to 6 points. Held the Rebels to 6 points in the second half, which that's saying a lot because that team can score. That team's put up a lot of points this season, and so I'm certainly happy to see it. I don't know if we're going to be covering the Trimble Sims Valley game next week or the Nelsonville York versus whoever they end up playing.
Let me check that score for you real quick.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and take the break, and we'll give an update on that when we get back.
Yeah, so we'll give an update on the Union local and Afrocentric game as well as other scores from around the area when we return.
Every year we aim to help over 200 needy families in the community, and every contribution for this program helps.
It takes determination to create a successful business. It's never easy, but always worth it. It takes making a leap of faith. It takes patience and late nights to reinvest in a startup. But it also takes asking for guidance from dependable people. All to turn a dream into a reality. People's Bank. Working together, building success.
Tri-County Career Center helps students build real skills for real careers. For adults, career development and certification programs can help you reskill, upskill, or start something new fast. High school juniors and seniors can jumpstart their futures with hands-on training in healthcare, construction, media, and more. And of course, there's always fun to be had too. Visit tricounty.cc today.
Athens County football fans, Tuesday nights just got even better. It's the Athens County High School Football Coaches Show, live from the Gem Sports Bar, presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store on Pure Rock 105 WXTQ. Every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Join us as we talk from coaches from across Athens County about Friday night matchups, highlight the athletes making big plays, and give you the inside scoop on high school football all season long. Be part of the action and watch the show live at the Gem Sports Bar. Enjoy great food, cold drinks, and connect with fellow fans, players, and coaches. And if you can't make it in person, tune in each week to catch every interview, preview, and highlight as Athens County High School football takes center stage. The Athens County High School Football Coaches Show, Tuesdays at 6 from the Gem Sports Bar, proudly presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store. A special thanks to our additional sponsors, McFadden Insurance, Tri-County Career Center, Century Farm Market, Hocking Valley Motors, and David White Services.
I'm Chief Barber from the Nelsonville Division Fire here in Nelsonville, Ohio. We're here to briefly talk about the basket program we have here in the city of Nelsonville. Back in 1948, the basket program started to help 14 needy families. 2025 marks the 77th year of the basket program. This is a collaborative effort between our fire department and the York Township Volunteer Fire Department. That's about 2.5 miles from our station. This year, we aim to help over 200 needy families in the community, and every contribution for this program helps.
It takes determination to create a successful business. It's never easy, but always worth it. It takes making a leap of faith. It takes patience and late nights to reinvest in a startup. But it also takes asking for guidance from dependable people. All to turn a dream into a reality. People's Bank. Working together, building success.
Tri-County Career Center helps students build real skills for real careers. For adults, career development and certification programs can help you reskill, upskill, or start something new fast. High school juniors and seniors can jumpstart their futures with hands-on training in healthcare, construction, media, and more. And of course, there's always fun to be had too. Visit tricounty.cc today.
Athens County football fans, Tuesday nights just got even better. It's the Athens County High School Football Coaches Show, live from the Gem Sports Bar, presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store on Pure Rock 105 WXTQ. Every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Join us as we talk from coaches from across Athens County about Friday night matchups, highlight the athletes making big plays, and give you the inside scoop on high school football all season long. Be part of the action and watch the show live at the Gem Sports Bar. Enjoy great food, cold drinks, and connect with fellow fans, players, and coaches. And if you can't make it in person, tune in each week to catch every interview, preview, and highlight as Athens County High School football takes center stage. The Athens County High School Football Coaches Show, Tuesdays at 6 from the Gem Sports Bar, proudly presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store. A special thanks to